People, it's almost time. It's going to be a fun afternoon. All right, so we're going to get this out of the way really quickly. The report comes out at 2 Eastern. Powell comes on at 2:30. Now that everybody, all 100-something of you right now that are in before everybody else know this, everybody is going to help each other out and tell everybody in the live chat. So, guys, let's see. You've paper-handed your SPY puts. It happens, man. It happens. Let's see here, people. Guys, as you're filtering in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream, too. Thank you guys for all the support recently. It's been really, really, really cool. Let's have some fun today, huh? All right, so Amy's coming down a little bit to that 200 EMA. SPY's getting a 1348 cross down right now, but it is still above that 200 EMA. So nothing too crazy going on right now. You guys want to hear a little tinfoil hat? You guys want to hear a little tinfoil hat? You guys want to do some tinfoil? So if AMC now owns that gold mining company and we start to see a really big shift into like safety stocks, AMC could still go up because they're holding like the gold mining company. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what the rate hike says later, but it's going to be interesting. So Micron cross down, Lockheed. Yeah, I'm really happy with that Micron sell from earlier. That was a nice quick in and out. Still making boatloads of money all the time on Micron. Micron's definitely the stock that I've made the most money on over the last couple of months. Let's see here. Give us the tin. That is the tin. DOJ speaking at 2 p.m. on the national security risk. Dude, they're loading stuff up next to Powell. Like, they're literally just loading stuff up right next to rate hikes. It's insane. Let's see. HYMC 10% bounce. Did it now? That's a big bounce on that thing. That's a pretty big bounce on HYMC. All right, people, let's see. You made 1150 so far riding Neo roller coaster in and out 8 times. Harry, atta boy, dude. Atta boy. I found it. Hello. When does it work? Keith, we're going to have none of your nonsense this afternoon again. Trevor? No. Trevor? Stop it. You watched a video from Leo? Who's Leo? I have no idea who Leo is. Let's see. What do I think about space? I'm not the biggest fan of it. Eventually, I think it could be great. I think right now, though, it's just going to flicker around. Let's see. You're up 70% on your SPY strangle? Dude. There you go, Trace Mustache. Oh, this Leo. This Leo or a different Leo? It doesn't own the gold mine. They own 22% of it. Did I get to mine and M Creek's videos? Ryan, I'm trying, Ryan. Broke the rules and bought SPY puts on the 3-minute cross. It looks like you're doing good over here because you probably got it on this candle, this big red over here, or maybe even right before. Woo! I hope you and the group have been well. You were in Vegas for the last week and ready to trade again. Brian, hopefully you had some fun in Vegas, buddy. Oh my God. You guys are crushing it with the likes today on this stream. Thank you guys. Good job, people. Damn. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Micron crossing down. Let's see here. Micron selling off a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, it's still above that 13 or the 200 EMA. You don't like my Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile jokes? I'm so confused. I feel like you guys have been having conversation over here, and I'm just not part of it. Like, I just don't understand. It's fine. It's cool. What do I think of Mara? Mara's going to move with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin runs, Mara will run. Tesla getting close to the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. I bet it is. I bet it is with SPY coming down like this and everything starting to move to the downside. Where's Quad U? Ooh, yeah, it is. Where's Quad U? Below 8? 806. I think the Quad U strangle is going to do well. I think it is. I don't know. I'm going to please give us the news on the Fed. I will. Let's see here. Yeah, Tesla is getting close to that level over there. Guys, we are going to be getting Powell. We got some Biden comments. He's given, I think it's $800 million more to the Ukraine like security fund. Moved the market a little bit. Lockheed, I think somebody was talking about Lockheed earlier. Did it pop or is it still selling off? Lockheed sold off pretty hard. No cross today on Lockheed, but I mean, that thing, I should have strangled it. That's what I should have done. When Lockheed was way up there at like 460, 470, 480 almost, I think it was, I should have strangled it. That's what I should have done. Live and learn. Let's see. Luigi, I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's see here. 600. We're still up 1.48%. I know you're holding those overnight. I know you are. So I don't want to hear it. Is he avoiding the Mudrick and Citadel question? No, I just didn't see it. What are your thoughts on Mudrick, which is owned by Citadel, owning most of the gold mine? Citadel owns some of Mudrick. Mudrick is irrelevant to me. I don't really care about them, like, at all. Like, I really don't. Why? Last time Mudrick sold, what happened? We ripped to 72. Who cares what they do? Citadel also owns AMC. They increased their business by 300% in AMC in the last quarter. What are we, shills? Or like, having said no. They also initiated a new position in GME last quarter. They're huge. They're gonna have positions in like pretty much everything. Oh, yeah. Well, they own 22% of the gold mine. They own shares of the gold mine. That's what I meant. So SPY's still coming down here a little bit. Alrighty, folks. Let's see what we're going to get over here. Yeah, guys, as you're filtered in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream too. We're going to be getting Powell in a little while. We've got about 35 minutes until the report comes out. That's going to be fun. And then we're going to be getting Powell's statement, like the verbal statement, and then he's going to be asked questions by the press. We will probably leave Powell on for as long as he talks today, just because it's going to be a really, really important day. If he announces rate hikes, there's going to be a lot of implications to it. And there's going to be a lot of forward-looking statements from the Fed on like what they're going to do with continuous rate hikes going forward. So this is going to be probably one of the most important like days that we've had in a long time, depending on what happens. Then as soon as AA buys, they want an offering. Okay. Okay. So they do an offering, right? Cool. What has happened every single time that AMC has been involved with an offering? If HYMC does it and then it rips after, well, that's a good thing then. Why can't they force a squeeze with a dividend? Because they can't pay it right now. Priced in, SPY will fly no matter what he says. AMC to close over 15. You're welcome. All right, there we go. Grabbed a UVXY strangle for the Fed. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. All righty, people. So we have SPY flickered around a little bit. We got Amy just kind of hanging around that 200 EMA. Well, what's oil doing? Oxy, how's this doing? Ooh, that's the warrant. And Oxy down a little bit. What were we looking at before? Like the Lucid trade. Affirm is actually what I'm interested in over here. Did I do good on Affirm? Yup. All you guys talking about me being a paper hands. Ha. Who's the paper hands now? It's a spit in our face. Okay. What about this? XX trade XX bunch of numbers. Good. What about this? What if they're trying to mess around with the algo, and now that they have value on their balance sheet, that if things start to freak out and people flood into safety like gold, then AMC now has that on their balance sheet, which if that increases significantly, Then it increases the assets that AMC holds, which then increases the value of the company, and more algorithms and more investors come into AMC because they have that on their balance sheet. Or nothing happens with it, and then the market goes back to normal, and then people flood back into like the growth and more risk, and then AMC rips anyway. So they strangled it. Essentially, they could have easily been. They could have easily just. This could be seen as like, all right, they just strangled it now. So plus, here's the other thing. We haven't heard any statements from Adam Aaron on it yet. We easily could see some statements that are we just don't know what his goal is with it. He canceled the CNBC interview just because there was a lot of volatility in the stock. Well, eventually he's going to come out and say something about it. So we're just kind of waiting to see what he does with it. How much was it? 22 million bucks or something like that. What if Ryan Cohen announces as a dividend tomorrow? That would be awesome. That would be crazy good. Remember SPY expiration date today? Yep. I don't have, well, I still have that SPY put. I sold the call yesterday on the strangle. That was good, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know. From the perspective of a CEO, is a squeeze good for business? If they do an offering, yeah, but they can't. The mine is brand new and has not been vetted fully. You think Adam Aaron didn't vet it fully? You think AMC, the company, has not vetted it fully? You're just saying that they're stupid now. If you think the executive team is stupid at AMC, then you shouldn't be in it. Like that's how I think about it. It's like, okay, well, they are smarter than us in terms of corporate strategy. They obviously see something there and they did it. You think it's a stupid move? That's fair. You can think it's a stupid move, but at the end of the day, we don't know the reasoning behind it yet. I don't know why people are so angry about this today. This is very strange. This is very strange. Did AT&T start to run? AT&T. It's up like literally 3 cents from the last time that we looked at it. Got some shills in here. Interesting. Everyone relax. March 3rd is coming. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, very weird in here. Little shilly ahead of Powell. Interesting. All right, people. Let's see. Let's see. AMD crossed down and selling off. Jim, just letting you know, you are biased to be a pessimist in pretty much everything you say. So you got to be careful and you got to know that going in. You're going to see one thing and be like, nope, red flag, and like tweak out. You got to relax a little bit. Uber might cross down. Let's see. Uber. Also, let's see where the cost to borrow is at on Amy over here. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Look at this. Amy, cost to borrow, 2.18%. Bing bong. There we go. Coming up. That is very good. GME's is even higher. Is that 6 point something the last time we looked at it? What's it at now? 6.04. Cost to borrow stepping up. That is a very, very good thing to see. Because if that is going to be the trend going forward, because one, you're getting to like the true 100% utilization numbers. Because right now it's not. It's just not 100% utilization. They're listing it as 100% utilization. Cost to borrow hasn't moved, and the shares on loan keep going up. So 100% utilization, that's impossible for that to happen. But we're seeing the days to cover way higher, meaning low volume and a lot more shorts. Shares on loan going up 131 million. The last time we were at these levels was right before June. It still has a little bit of ways to go up until those June levels. But overall, we are seeing a good trend for some of this data going on here, which is a very, very solid thing to see. Keith, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. People are mad because they got into AMC with the idea that they would get rich quick. Lotto ticket, and they're frustrated. AA isn't totally focused on delivering the squeeze and their payout. That's true. Cost of borrow might go up with raising rates. See, a lot of people have been asking that, and we just don't know. Like, it's very possible that a rate hike does raise cost of borrow rates across the board. It's possible that it does. We were talking about this early this morning that I don't think anybody really knows. Nobody's paid attention to it. Nobody in this community has paid attention to it. The last time that there were big rate hikes, how long ago was that? I mean, a long time ago. And then what happened to cost of borrow? Well, who knows? Nobody was really paying attention to it. It's like 2 data points that people probably weren't paying attention to. Like Wrench Capital said, AMC spent 1.5% of their cash. Peanuts, well worth it. There we go. What's up with the barcoding? The high frequency traders definitely have it. Like the HFTs definitely are on HYMC right now. Spy's trying to move back up here a little bit. Amy's trying to get back above 15 after this bounce off of that 200 EMA over here. Mark, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that. I think you meant Neil Young, not Neil Diamond. Every day, bro. Every day. Mark, thank you for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that. Charge point. Charge point. Sucking it up, I think, now, isn't it? Not bad. Not bad. The DOJ is not speaking at the same time as the Fed. If the DOJ is going to be speaking at 2, that's when the Powell report. That's when the Fed report comes out. Powell comes on at 2:30. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrench Capital. Mask Gang filtering in here. Ho, ho, ho. Let's see if we get TMI over here for a little bit, unless he's taking out the dog. Let's see. I'll shoot him the link really quick. If that's a Mask Gang coming in, welcome, 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 welcome. All righty, folks. That is at 2:30. Well, the what do you call it? The report comes out at 2. The actual when they start talking about it is 2:30. You sold those SPY 428 puts for a 48% gain. Woo! Black Diamonds. Thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. No, he meant Neil deGrasse Tyson. Duh. You guys are funny. Guys, also, as you're filtering in here, make sure you guys engage with the content. That's all I ask for. YouTube's been messing around with us so much by not showing that I'm like live with like the live button. So if you guys do want to help me out, help support the channel and me, hit that like button on the stream. That's all I ask for. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Let's see. Frank is back from Japan. Ho ho. Oh, Natsuka is back from Japan. Gotcha. Oh, what's up, Mask Gang? How you doing? How are you guys doing? All right, Mask Gang, here we go. So SPY's trying to make a little move here. Let's see if we can get that 5-minute MACD cross and start to trend back up over these EMAs over here, which would be nice going into Powell. But again, the SPY right now is kind of meaningless until the report comes out. It is. It's just meaningless. And it's also very possible that this report is a dud. That's why there's so much uncertainty right now that this report could literally just be a dud and nothing happens, or it can move giant. Literally anything can happen on this report right now because we don't really know what the outcome's going to be. Big candles on the SPY. They're all right. Sold Mullen covered calls this week for $2,550 in premiums. Woo, Caleb, atta boy. There you go, man. Cheesy, nope, and has nothing to do with us. Zero. So if you're trying to spread some fear over there, I've not heard of that. I'm assuming the market might go red due to a rate hike. I think if it's 25 basis points, they've already priced it in. Breaking news on Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't seen that, but it doesn't have anything to do with us. There's no theaters over there. I'm here for the Fed talk. Here we go. Nickel's at 20K before it went up to 100K. Yeah. I didn't see the market going down today, then back up by Friday. Okay. JT, maybe. I just think that I don't know. It really depends on how, like, I think if it's 25, market goes up. I think if it's 50 basis points, the market goes down. I think if it's 0, the market really comes down. And I think that's the black swan inverse play there. So I have that old TLT strangle over here that if they don't do anything or something crazy happens, like TLT is going to freak out. Happy March 3rd. Who forgot to hit the like on the way in? Pam, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, people. 1474 on Amy, up 1.8%. I mean, the AMC calls were doing good. Now they're doing less good. But that wasn't 20K share. It was 20K per ton. Yeah, it is different. And it's also a 5X. Archie Aviation is secretly stepping up in the last 2 days. Yeah, isn't that that's when Troy was talking about a while back? Yeah, I forget what's the ticker for it. It's like the one with the little planes. I've talked about it before. Let's see. Well, my TLT strangle is like dead. It's just done. Right now, they burned the premium on it. Another 67 bucks on Neo. Harry, you are crushing it on Neo. I think you've got the Neo down like I've got the Micron down. Like Micron, it's just my bread and butter right here recently. It's just Micron, Micron, Micron. Citadel pumping hood. That's Kathy, dude. It's not Citadel. It's Kathy. Kathy's probably watch the ARC report tonight. Kathy was probably over here buying a shitload of Robinhood. Micron crossed under the 200. I don't think it did. It did not actually on the 5-minute. Yeah, no, it didn't. ACHR. Yeah, up 13% today. It's coming up right here. Not bad. That's an interesting one. I remember this being at like 14, wasn't it? Kathy. It's definitely Kathy over there slapping the ass. You bet no rate hike. I think that would be honestly the worst possible outcome. That's what I think. Let's see. SPY rejecting at that 13 EMA over here. Yeah, it's doing these 13 tests, new low. 13 tests. Watch out for a new low over here coming down to that 200. You like ISPO? ISPO. ISPO's down 5.77%. I would say it's probably not about to run. No rate hike. Stock should spike? No. I think the dollar would get sparked. Okay. Turkey. Turkey did this. Everybody was expecting Turkey to come out and do these rate hikes. Their version of the Fed came out and said, no, we're not going to do it. The Turkish lira went through the floor and their overall market was hitting circuit breakers. That's what I think could possibly happen if they don't do a rate hike, which I think they're going to. They have to do something to combat inflation. You cannot have inflation this high, especially with this new oil stuff. Because here's the thing. Next month, when they account for like some of these oil moves and these other commodity moves in the inflation report, it's going to be so much higher. They have to do something. They cannot let this run like this. They can't keep kicking the can now because you actually could be headed for like major issues. So if they don't do a rate hike, I will literally put the rest of my cash balance in literally deep out of the money SPY puts with, I probably won't do this, but like lots of money into like deep out of this money SPY puts with time and UVXY calls. That'll probably be what I do because you can't let it keep going like this. That would signify that they've literally lost control and they're completely inept. That's how I would interpret that. That they are stupid and they're literally playing with fire and I think they have to do it. I think they do a 25. That's what I think. I think they do a 25. So let's see. SPY's coming up over here to that 13 EMA again. Managed event, no rate hike. Okay, please don't say those words. Snap. What's up with Snap? Oh, wow. Up 6.6% today. That's pretty wild. 1348 cross for HYMC. Next S is 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. It would be the EMA, not the MA. It might. I mean, think about rate hike here. We could see gold go crazy. Like, you don't know what's going to happen here. Like, this is a weird situation here. Like, if they do a big rate hike, well, gold and all of these like inflation stocks are going to come down. Like, GLD could make a move. The dollar could make a move. What's DXY? Is that what it is? Dixie? Yeah, dollar index. Oh, wait, hold on. No, there's got to be an ETF with it. There's a dollar play. Are those GME strangles? I don't have GME strangles, bro. I don't have GME strangles. You want them to do 50 basis points? I don't want them. I mean, I think 50 would be a bit aggressive. Netflix crackdown on password sharing. I saw that. You'd have to pay for it like outside of your house. Is that pumping them? Well, they got that spike and then shark fin. So let's see. When SPY earnings. Technically today, I guess you could consider it SPY earnings. I didn't even say that. I know it wasn't you, Keith, but see, you're spreading information. You're planting information, and I'm really happy you stopped doing drugs. I was never doing drugs. We should do 1,000% rate hike. What are you trying to Volcker the market, bro? Everything would go down so fast. Nobody would be you'd be lending like $1 on every nobody would be lending anything. Micron pumping? Is it? I don't think so. No, Micron not pumping. Yeah, tsunami warning in Japan. I saw that. That was bad. There's been a lot of earthquake notifications around people. Didn't you do crack at a golf? No, I was not the one doing crack. I just saw the crack being done. That's what was going on. Fed meeting pushed back to 2:30. The Fed meeting's always at 2:30. 25 basis points. The Fed can always have an emergency meeting if it needs to go higher sooner. Exactly. I would rather them do it too little and then come out. It's like cooking. You would rather undercook your food and figure it out before you ate it rather than overcook your food, because then you're going to be miserable and then you're probably not going to eat your food and you're going to be hungry. I'm not doing any crack. No crack. Managed event. Citadel in trouble with Russian bonds. Yeah, I saw that. We talked about this morning. Where is that? Yeah, I've got it up here. You undercooked the crack? No. UVXY bounce. It's okay, guys. UVXY, I want you guys to all understand this. UVXY is not going to move. It typically, well, UVXY is a reflection of the options chain on the S&P 500. So what happened? What has to move first in order to make that move on the option chain to then move VIX to then move UVXY? SPY has to move first. So UVXY is a reaction to the SPY. It's not. It rarely is going to move first like that. Do the voice again? Which one? The shill voice? That increase is priced in? I think so too. I think if they do a 25 basis point hike, I think we pop. Brian, don't do it. Don't do it, Brian. Don't you do it, Brian. Don't you do it. What is going on here? My whole thing just freaked out. All right, let's see. Unfortunately, I'm a fan of crack. All right, wanted felons. I don't know what you did, but maybe it has to do with crack. I don't know. Maybe you were the guy giving all the crack at the golf course. I don't know, man. All right. So we got Micron over here. If there's anything you guys want to look at in the top right, let me know. We got AMC at 1475. We got GME at 8588. Coming down to those 200 EMA levels over here. That's just kind of what we're looking at. Gabe got a new car and I got new skates. I got a new car too. I hate this streamer because I barely see ankles. Let's see. Down to 14 again. I mean, we're up 1.85% today. Glad you overcame crack. I didn't do any crack. I was not doing any crack. Mullen. Just mulling around over here. What the? Oh, that's the other one. Brian, I told you, bro. I knew you were going to do it. There's definitely more doors in the world than wheels. So many stocks ripping. There you go, M. Greaves. Let's see. Guys, also, as you're filtered in here, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream too. Helps out a whole lot. Let's see. Worst fans only stream ever? You mean OnlyFans? All right. Amy 1477 over here. Lazy, thanks for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that. Someone please change their name to STV's Crack Rock and STV's Crack Pipe. Please don't. I was never doing any crack. I leased a Mercedes GLB. That's what I did. And I was gonna get a Nissan, but I went in there and they gave me a quote on it, and I was just like, bing bong, that price is wrong. How do you withdraw from a paper account? You can't because it's fake money. That's like saying, how do I convert Monopoly money to real? You just can't. This is more of a meth guy. The official car of crack. All right, let's see. You got a big boy car? Not really. Nissan. Wait, how do you convert Monopoly money? Yeah, dude. I was like, no way. Did I get a good lead? Yeah. I got a good deal. 14.79 on Amy. Come on, break that. Break it. Break that 13. 5-minute MACD cross. Run, bro. Oh, you mean like your demo account won't withdraw? That's because that's not your money. It's fake. I'm so confused. It's not real. It's fake money. Gerardo, thanks for the super, buddy. After SCV's toys came to life, you started crack. No. All right, Amy's popping up over its 13 EMA over here. Spy's not really moving a whole lot, but Amy's trying to get going a little bit here. GME's curling. Amy's trying to curl a little bit here. Come on, Amy. Amy likes angles? I know. I can show you a picture of it. It's what do you call it? It's the interior is the coolest part of it. Let's see here. So you're saying trying to say my paper account is fake? That's exactly what I'm saying. What am I going to do if AMC goes to 5 or 10? Buy more and hold it. Fucking what? What else am I going to do? Sell it? No. Let's see. Is there an SCV crack pipe in here now? Oh boy. Oh boy. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? All right, people. Let's see. Are we going to be any richer if it goes over 15? I mean, my options will be, I mean, technically. SCV's crack pipe. Yeah, like, synthetic ape. Yeah. What energy drink am I on? Today I was on the Celsius. That's what I was on. Not crack, Celsius. Actually, this is a funny story. I was in the woods one time because I used to play in the woods as a kid, and there was a can, and it was literally a blue can. It looked like an energy drink on it, and it didn't say anything on the can besides cocaine. That was pretty funny. I have a picture of it somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually, we'll do that later. I'll have it for tomorrow. I don't want to distract everybody today. I hope you enjoy your crack movie. Thanks. Doing crack in the woods. Why do you guys? Is this like the Wolf of Wall Street joke? It's like, do crack with me. Just smoke a little crack. So your stories are mostly about hard drug usage. Sometimes they are, man. It's not my usage. It's just me witnessing. Like, all right, let's see here. Amy trying to get up a little bit here. All right, people. We got 12 minutes until the report comes out. That is when we will know if there's a rate hike or not. We got 12 minutes until rate hike. Don't lie, you love me. This is fun. Yeah, I told the dorm story. It wasn't that entertaining. Like, it's not that good of a story. The better stories are like when I went to the bathroom on myself at the at Fenway Park, watching people smoke crack at 14. Like, those are the funny ones. It's not a GL, it's a GLB. It's like the cheapest one. Let's see. More FUD news on AMC. Who cares? Who cares what the media has to say? We know this by now. These articles are bullshit. All right, everybody. So we got 11 minutes to go. It's going to get interesting. Here we go. Powell time. It is about to be Powell time. All right. I'll pull up Powell in a little while. I mean, he's going to come on at 2:30. It always makes you laugh. Like, let's see. Bro grew up hard. No, I didn't, dude. It was at like a nice golf course. Like it was like the least likely area to like watch. Like, let's see. If Powell stays 0.5%, do you think the market will implode? I think it will come down significantly if he does 50 basis points. And if he does, I'll get a strangle for the end of the week on SPY. It's gonna be my beater car after this year. I'm hoping to get a cool car in like 2 years to go race around. 1348's going well, man. Let's see. The news is already saying there will be a rate hike. I think there will be a rate hike. It's just how much are they going to do? That's really the issue here. It's how much is the hike? We all know there's probably going to be one. How much are they going to do? Let's see. Let's do this gamma. Above 15 is good for getting puts out of the money. There's 30,000 puts in the money at 15. Getting above 15 is solid. That's what we really need. There has to be a hike. I think so too. What do you guys think? Everybody put your predictions in there. You think it's going to be 25 basis points or do you think it's going to be 50? What do we think? What are we thinking? We got 9 minutes to go. Actually, how about we just do a poll? $25 bips, 50 bips. Ask your community. There it is. Everybody go vote. Everybody vote. There you go. You can now vote. I think you can vote. Okay, there it is. Let's see here. Mullen trying to come up here a little bit. SPY trying to move a little bit as well. 75. Ooh, you're getting spicy over there. 69. A lot of people are saying 25. 25 is what it's gonna. Let's go in the money again. That'd be good. We got to get those puts out of the money first. That's what we really need. The puts, get them out. Get the puts out of there. 25 would be irresponsible. I think 50 would be a little bit much right now with Russia. Basis points. Let's see what they're saying. What are you guys saying? So a lot of people are saying 25. And that's what the market's expecting too. The market's expecting 25. So let's see here. What kind of rate hike would cause the SEC to warn brokers on margin accounts? So 1%. So anything above 50 basis points. I think 50 can still be contained and it can be fine for 2069. Let's see. 25 will do nothing. Right, but they can always do an emergency one. It's like the cooking example that you'd rather undercook it than overcook it. Let's see. You've been invested since January 27, 2021. There you go, man. Inflation about to explode if we don't get at least 0.5. Yeah, it could. Oh, the SEC sent Mitch. Can you send me that? Mitch, if you have a article for that, can you please send me that on Twitter? Because I haven't seen that, but I'd love to see that. So we have the Citadel thing and this SEC thing. Mitch, if you have a link to that, please send that to me on Twitter. And then let me know once you've sent that. Because I think that's really interesting. Are you gonna get a custom license plate with SCV on it? No, I wanted 1348. That's what I want. I want my license plate to be 1348. Unusual Whales tweeted it. All right, let me look. Is that recent? I need a link though. Like I need like a I see a lot of things on Biden. I don't see anything on that. Can somebody send it? I don't have it. I don't know where it is. Yeah, it might have been a while ago. So if anybody has that link to that tweet, send that to me because that's interesting. %31% think 50. Yeah. So, but it's pretty hot. But a lot of people are thinking. What do you call it? 25. So let's see. Doesn't have to be 25. Can be 0.3. Maybe it's just a tad above 0.25 because they think the market can handle it. Maybe. Chill in chat. Dude, the chills they're always here. Hike would have to be over 8%. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. You think 30? Okay. I mean, let's see what happens. Let's see here. Guys, also as you're filtered in, make sure you engage with the content. Helps out getting this stream out to more people. We're gonna be getting Powell in a couple of minutes here. Okay. We have 5 minutes until the report comes out. Here we go. Hey, bedtime. Hey, bedtime. How about this, dummy? Citadel owns GameStop and the AMC too. Oh no, what happened there? It's the market making side. It's not Citadel's hedge fund side. Show us your carp. I think I have one here. I think I have one. Let me see. This is what the interior looks like. This is, I don't know if you can see it. It just lights up. Also, I'll post one on Instagram or Twitter in a little while. SCB, I'm trying hard to be good, but it's so hard to resist being a fake shill. Oh, I know it is for you, Keith. I know. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. All right, hold on. Let me tweet this out. All right, let's see here. This is going to get interesting, folks. Folks. Let me capitalize that. I don't want to look like a complete dummy, you know? Here we go. All right. He got a Miata. I did not get a Miata. All right. So, Amy, 1481, trying to pop here a little bit. Spies coming up a little bit. We got 3 minutes left to go. Here it comes. Here she goes. It's going to be interesting. Tim, thanks for the super buddy. Sold AMC. Shills got to you. Not really. Shh. Funny. The VIX is going to rip. Yeah. Once this report comes out at 2, the SPY is going to go crazy for a minute, I think. The last time that we saw a Fed meeting, the SPY made the move in the 30 minutes before, and then it didn't move on the actual announcement, which was weird. This one's probably going to be different. Keith, thanks for the super. Did I drive M. Kriegs away with your age comment yesterday? No, M. Kriegs has been in here. I think she was in this stream too. She was definitely in here this morning. Is AMC dead? Ha! Just kidding, chill. Let's see. Yeah, Amy's still rejecting at that 13 EMA over here, but I mean, nothing really matters until we get the news. In 2 minutes, I'll have the Twitter feed ready. It's gonna get interesting. What rate hike do we want? I don't know. They have to do something. They gotta do something. I'm listening. Oh, there she is. Keith said that. Look at TLT puts open interest. Oh, damn. What are the calls? Oh, yeah. The short interest on TLT is really high, too. So if SPY pops on this, this could get interesting here. All right. Less than 2 minutes to go here, people. Let's see. Rule of thumb, the first move in the market is usually the wrong move. It happened the last 3 times Powell talked. Yes, the initial move is usually the wrong one. We're going to dump hard. If you think that, put your money where your mouth is and make a bunch of money. I don't really know. I have no idea. I don't even want to play a strangle on it right now. I'm just waiting until after to see what happens. Good luck, all you sexies. Yup, less than a minute to go here, people. This is going to be real interesting. So, everybody get ready. Me, Kevin said JP Morgan was paying him to short TLT. Did he say that? I don't know about that. LFG, here we go, people. Guys, less than a minute to go before it gets interesting. Whew! Here we go. 1,000% hike. Stop it. He can't come on and say 50 and then leave. There's going to be a lot of questions that are going to be asked of him by the press. And that's going to be the interesting part. So we're not getting Powell yet. We get Powell actually at 2:30, but we get the minute, like not the minutes, but the report at 2. So we have less than a minute now. It's about to come out. Bing bong, the price is wrong. Thanks for reading. Good luck, my sexies. Anytime. Anytime. All right, here we go. Oh, 2. Here it is. Let's see. All right, initial move down, little bit, nothing too crazy. All right, here we go. Fed raises 25 basis points. Here it is. So it's 25 basis points to 0.4%. Discount rate increase to 0.5. Here it is. So TLT, little pop here. Let's see what happens. So that is the move. Fed raises the funds rate target range to 25 basis points. Discount rate 25 to 50. Fed says inflation elevated, cites broader price pressures. Fed median forecast sees inflation at 4.3% end of 2022, 2.7% in 2023. Hold on. FOMC St. Louis Fed Bullard voted for a 50 basis point rate hike. Fed officials see the Fed funds rate at a median of 1.9% at the end of 2022. So SPY, it looks like a dud right now, but let's see what happens. TLT not doing anything. AMC just kind of chilling here. So looks like that 25 basis point move was priced in for now. Okay, S&P 500 pairs gains as Fed raises rates. It didn't really, though. Here it comes. So watch the SPY coming down to this 200 EMA here. But this really isn't that big of a move. This is 431.26 to what is it now? 429.88. This is not that big of a move yet. We are seeing it come down a little bit here. Amy getting a little bit of a candle. Where's HYMC? I want to see what happens with this thing right here. Coming down. SPY is moving down here. Interesting. Bullard is always super hawkish. Yeah, not priced in. 25, I think was. So it's coming down to this 200 EMA over here. Let's see. There must have been something in there that spooked some people, but let's see. So SPY is starting to make its way down right now. Where is TLT? Where is TLT? So TLT is not doing a whole lot right now. SPY just bounced off that 200 EMA. Let's see what happens. No, I think this is priced in right now. Here goes the market crash. This isn't that big of a move yet. It's back at 430. This is a dollar move off the rate hike now. So we got the rate hike. We just got the rate hike. Micron moving down. I expect a bounce. Kmart not moving. SPY move could just be repositioning the portfolios. I think it is too. So what is popping here? HD. Home Depot running? Nope. Everything's kind of coming down. So you're going to get that initial algo sell, and then you're going to see people start to reposition. Where is GLD right now? Gold. Gold, little bit of a green candle over here. So HYMC, what's going on with this? Selling off a little bit. Let's see what we're going on here. Give it 15 minutes. I think so. Crude oil inventories. What's up with oil right now? 96.06, not really moving a whole lot unless it went from big green to red. Let's see. Spot. It looks like a dud. It looks like a dud. It's still green. Like SPY is still green. All right, we're getting some more updates over here. U.S. 10-year Treasury yields rise to 2.212%, highest since May 2019 after Fed raises rates by 25 basis points. All right, where's TLT? TLT should sell on that. TLT should, if it rises, TLT should pop. Yeah, I think so. Not moving a whole lot on TLT over here. SPY is coming back down. Like this isn't, it's a little crazy, but like it's not anything wild. Like it's not crazy. I'm betting oil falls. Oil's coming down a little bit here. All right, TLT on the way up here. Where's UVXY? Don't look at VXX. VXX is broken. UVXY, little pop, but nothing too crazy. Micron dropping. How much? A little bit here. It's not that big of a move. Will this make crack prices go down? No. Bollinger Bands and MACD. I have not, but I can take a look at that. Gold went up. Yeah, gold went up a little bit here. Yeah, gold's coming up a little. Does the rate hike impact their cost to borrow? I think it should, but we're going to have to wait and see. Break below that 200 EMA in the SPY, and it's asking itself. Yeah, it could. It easily could. If SPY breaks down below that 200 EMA, it could get nasty to the downside, but it's still at 429. Like it doesn't look terrible right now. GLD not really doing a whole lot. HYMC on this gold move. What's going on here? Nothing coming down. AMC right around is 214.65. Let's see what happens with SPY over here. So we're 4 minutes in. We're about to get a new candle. So after this candle comes out, let's see what happens. So you missed it. What did they say? 25 basis point hike. All right, new candle. The SPY still above that 200 EMA over here. Amy coming down a little bit. HYMC trying to get a little bit. Ah, there it goes. There it goes. SPY's breaking here. There it is. Little Sally in the SPY. Bank of America not happy about it. Oh yeah, what are the banks doing right now on the rate hike? AP Morgan holding. Bank of America selling off a little bit. Wells Fargo, what are they doing? They're a big lender. All right, SPY starting to move now. The move is getting a little bit bigger now. Apple looks like it wants to break down. SPY filling the gap to 416 or this gap. Where's this gap? 426. It's a big move, man. It's a big freaking move if it went down there. DOJ starting. Is it on YouTube? We could listen to that for a few minutes. Oh, but it's like national security. I don't think that's not AMC related. SoFi selling off. Everything's getting some red candles over here, except for like GLD, TLT. TLT probably just got a little pop. Oh no, TLT not moving a whole lot right here. So TLT a dud. Hey, SCV, I heard you traded in your girlfriend for a Mercedes. That's not what I did. That is definitely not what I did. What's a basis point? It's 1% of 1%. Nothing was priced in. It's definitely priced in. All right, so now the Fed is taking some measures to combat inflation. TLT trying to come back up here. SPY's just hanging around that 200 EMA on the 5-minute. Did you get an extended warranty? I don't really need to because it's a lease. TLT starting to come back up here. AMC price action looks sus. Why? It's just following the SPY. SPY back up a little. Hey guys, I thought, oh my God. 7 hikes? Is that what they're saying or is that what they're projecting? Well, if they do all 25, what did they say the target was? 1.9? I know they came out with a target. Home builder stocks raise gains after Fed statement. Oh, what's QQQ doing? Is tech getting slammed? QQQ just came down and bounced off of that 200 EMA. This doesn't look like that big of a move. I think we're fine. Yeah, SPY's coming back up now. Oh, it's in the box. Oops. We didn't have the box up earlier. Let's see. If I see you broke down alongside of the highway, I'm not stopping. You were warned. Why? I feel like that's mean. VIX is stable. Yeah, UVXY is not moving a whole lot. Like, look, UVXY is the levered one, and it's like, nothing crazy. Let's see. Yeah, 25 basis points is not that much. It's just not. This is within expectations, I think. So let's see what happens here. We're SPY right now. Yeah, this is fine. QQQ is better than the SPY right now. Well, it bounced a little harder off that 200. Yeah, so QQQ bounced a little bit harder. Bitcoin pairs gains after Fed signals more hikes this year. So Mara and Riot, what are these doing? Riot. It's not, these moves aren't that big. These moves really are not that big. Is Jerome Powell on yet? No, he comes on at 2:30. No. Fixed rate, buddy. I'm pretty sure they're not adjustable. Sold your SPY put for 110% profit. Mustache. Attaboy. All right. QQQ now coming back down to touch that 200 EMA again. Let's see what happens. SPY, what's it doing? Probably the same thing. Yeah. All right. SPY coming down to make new lows. Let's see. The 2-year just did the yield curve invert? PLT is doing nothing. Yeah. All right. Here comes the SPY now. I almost think, All right, so the next level we got to watch out for is that gap fill right here. 426. Now it's getting a little aggressive here. Now these sell-offs are a little bit more aggressive. Amy's holding pretty good now with these moves, though. AMC always red. It's up 0.5% today. VIX is shooting up. Apple Timber. Yep. Where's UVXY? Let's see here. UVXY now coming up, 1348 cross. I always sell too early, but I made money. You will always sell too early. It's better to sell too early than to sell too late. Well, yeah, VIX may not be shooting up, but UVXY is popping here. I'm pretty sure we knew this drop was coming. That's about all Powell is good for, dropping the market. Karen, where the hell have you been over the last 2 years? Powell is the reason why the market has been so elevated. All right, SPY's coming down pretty hard now. Let's see. All right, more news coming in. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, UVXY still moving. Where's TLT? Nothing. TLT doing 0 right now. Yeah, Amy just went red. SPY coming down. You want to hang out? We can always go. Okay, Hunter. Chill out, pal. Secured a 90% gain on SPY puts. Woo! There you go. Market doesn't know what to do. Nah, you're seeing the big money start to flow. 4 million, 2 million. Yep, SPY's coming down for this gap fill. Let's see if it falls down below the box. Nasty 1 minute candle on the VIX. All right, let's pull up UVXY. If it breaks out above, yeah, Amy coming down now. 1442 down about 7 cents on the day. SPY's selling hard now. Now this is a big move. 431 to $5 move in the SPY. That's big. Fed now says year-end inflation at 4.3%. I mean, if they can get it there, good. I don't know if they can, though. 30% on SPY put says Hugh at a boy. We need a hawkish talk. I mean, we would need a bullish talk from Powell. Or not a bullish, sorry, dovish. Gold trying to break out. It's not really doing anything here. GME selling off pretty hard. Some news say it's not. No. The discount rate is 50 point. Like it's 0.5%. Is the Fed talking yet? No, not yet. Let's see. This is where I'll start to consider calls soon. Yeah, cost to borrow. Did it spike? No. It's already high. It's already elevated from today. What's the square footage of your new car? I have zero clue. Like literally no idea. All right. Jimmy coming down a little here. I mean, a lot, honestly. 83.48. Amy's it's just moving with the SPY right now. It's moved with the SPY the entire day. Once the Fed talks, that's when the real tanking happens. I mean, it might come back. Who knows? It could continue to go down, or it could come up and be a dud. If it's 25, the market shouldn't go down. Is Discord down? It shouldn't be. No. Ooh, hold on. Quad U selling off a little here. TLT crashing. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's a flight to cash. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that TLT candle. Holy shit. TLT coming down hard right now. Woo! There it goes. Micron puts are fun. Yeah, a lot of puts are fun. Amy, little bounce here. Spy, little bounce. TLT, I mean, doing the same thing, but TLT, that's a big red on TLT. Let's see here. Amy trying. TLT still coming down. Yeah, TLT, new lows. Spy trying to come back up. If TLT really gets selly, Spy could bounce right back up here. Balance sheet runoff mentioned is the reason for the sell. Details from Powell will confirm. Yes, that's probably what it is. It's probably balance sheet comments. Just made 40% on Uber puts. There you go, man. Here come the buyers. Maybe. Guys, also, as you guys are filtered in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream too. Helps out a whole lot getting some more people in here and with the algorithms. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. It's been really, really, really cool. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. The short interest adjusted to 138% on Mullen. No, it's 2.7 right here. Amy. 2.06. That's not bad. You just stocked up on Mullen with fresh powder. There you go. What's GLD doing right now? Here comes gold to the downside with combating inflation comments. So gold popped and then shark finned, making almost new lows on the day. HYMZ is probably selling off on that. Not really. Spy trying to bounce here a little. S3 reporting the high short interest on Mullen for some reason. They might not be accounting for that, the prospectus, the new offering. So Spy's bouncing here. Spy puts 30% in 8 minutes and then out. There you go. 200% on Spy puts. There you go. Puts on TLT. Missed that party or still time to jump in. TLT moves weird. I wouldn't touch it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. TLT to the downside here. Yeah, my contracts aren't moving because I have a 125 that expires this week. Or I have a couple of 125s that expire this week. Those could work. I don't know. We'll see. Quad U. Not really doing a whole lot. Uranium, nothing too crazy going on. Amy's still at the lows over here. Matt's bandana, we got a 25 basis point hike from the Fed. That's what we got. Shorts piling into AMC. There's a lot of what do you call it? There's a lot of shares that they can use against us. TLT, LT, TLT. Still on the way down. If it breaks 130, it's really going to get sold. Spy's coming back up here. What are rate hikes? It's when the Fed basically increases the cost of cost of borrowing across the board. It's used to combat inflation, which is what they're trying to do here. Spy paid, and I'm done for the day. The Greg Executioner. There you go, buddy. Yeah, so Spy's bouncing up here. Let's see if it gets back above that 200 EMA over here. If Spy keeps continuing to the upside and the bonds keep moving, TLT could really start to sell. You thought the gold mine was going to save us? Gold is coming down right now. Gold is coming down. Look, gold down hard. As they're predicting 6 more rate hikes this year, 3 more in 2023. Wow, it's very bearish for the stock market, housing market, consumer credit, but extremely bullish for banks. Yeah. Yeah, JP Morgan coming up. Hunter. Thanks for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. Heard this was a place to be if I wanted to talk about crack and spies going down. All right, buddy. Let's relax here a little bit. Yeah, this would be very bullish for banks. Yeah, Bank of America came down. I think JP Morgan would be the one to go with. Up 3.5% today. What are the leaps on it? What are the leaps? How bad are they? What's that? 137. So what are the 160s? Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. That new Benz is gonna help you with a 30-year-old mission? That's not my mission. Bank of America coming back up now. Yeah, I think banks are gonna start to do well. Banks, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, maybe not PayPal. MSTR. I don't know. Oh, I think it's MA. MasterCard's MA. Yeah. MasterCard coming down with this. SPY just it's flickering here. I mean, this is a decent sized move, but it bounced. It kind of filled the gap. Like if you look at it right here, there's the gap. It filled it right here. So SPY gap fill right here. Wells Fargo crossing up. Interesting. They do a lot of, they hold a lot of their stuff too. Like mortgages, Wells Fargo's holding them. You have a 30-year-old sister if you, okay, SP synthetic dog. Probably not. Made 100% on your SPY put from $1 to $2. Hey, not a hedge fund. It's better than nothing, huh? All right. So in 8 minutes, we are going to be getting Jerome Powell, all of his comments, all of his questions. So make sure you guys are ready for that. That is going to be very interesting here. SPY fill the gap. It can start running if it comes back above that 200 EMA. Wells Fargo coming up. Banks are starting to move a little bit here. The rate hike is going to cause a housing market crash. Only if they were like adjustable rates, which I don't think, unless everybody's buying ARMs, which would be silly after what happened the last time. Yeah, it's only at 25 basis points. Yeah, they did a 25 basis point rate hike. And then the what do you call it? Discount rate went to from 25 to 50. Green Day today using 1348 and setting tighter stop losses. The Greg Executioner. There you go, man. Guys, if you do want to learn about the strategy that a lot of people in our community are really, really printing with and having a lot of success with, make sure you try to join the Discord in the top of the live chat over here. It's pinned at the top. It's also the first link in the description as well. Make sure you guys check that out. Strategy is really good. I wouldn't come in here and just tell you guys that like the strategy sucks. So make sure you guys test it out. I've been using it. It's awesome. It's helped me get my new car. So let's see. $13.48 opens up a new way to trade. Yeah, man, it's really solid. Isn't 13.48 manipulation? Not even a little bit. It's just exponential moving averages. Yeah, so hopefully we see you guys in there. You get alerts on these 13.48 crosses on 350 plus stocks on the 3-minute, the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily. You're also getting alerts on crypto. You get access to all the private live streams 6 to 8 times a month. Like there's a lot in there. Let's see. SPY rejected, coming back down now. Let's see if it wants to come further. Where's TLT? TLT getting a bounce. Yeah, Hester Peirce won't seek renomination. Good. What plays did I take today? Micron, Affirm, Lucid. I think. I know Intel. I know Intel was a little bit of a loser. I think there was one more that I cut the loss on. Can you play Powell's talk, please? Yeah, of course I will. We will be listening to Powell in about 5 minutes. Let me pull up the link over here. Yeah, so I have the link over here. It's going to begin in about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hunter, thanks for the super buddy. I appreciate that. I want to sniff their Michaels. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's kind of weird. Did you do 1348 for those? Yes, and a very solid Green Day. Why wasn't there a gamma ramp at 1550 over 30? There kind of was. Like, look at the high. The high is at 1569. We would need to break out a little bit more. And it's also possible they're not hedging anything. They're not hedging the puts. They're not hedging the calls because they're just hanging around max pain. What is max pain for this week now with all the options coming in? Let me take a look. It was 17. It came down from 20 to 17. It's still at 17. Let's see. SPY bouncing up a little bit here. You're funny, man. What did I do, JT? What did I do? Did the short borrow rate double? It didn't double, but it came up. Max pain is 17. 17. Let's see here. SPY. It's just hanging out at these lows right now. Amy 1446. If you're not making money with 1348, you're breaking the rules. Facts. Why are we watching TLT? Because these rate hikes move bonds. What car do I want? I want a 488 Pista is what I want. TMI showed 1650. I've got it right here at 17 on Swaggy Stocks for the 18th. Maybe it changed. It's possible that it changes. Just the way you respond to dumb things people say. Yeah, it happens. I'm with it now. Portfolio up 35% since 1348. Yeah, guys, what are we doing here? I know a lot of you guys want to make money. Get in there. Learn the strategy. Use the alerts. Good to go. Like, like you guys are really doing solid. I know the people coming in here every single day. We got the Discord members in here too. All you premium people, I'm really happy that you guys are crushing it. So TLT coming back up here. SPY just kind of hanging out at these lows here. I mean, these candles, it's pretty much just barcoding on the 5 minute. Let's see. 2 minutes until Powell. Let's see. Need for Speed. Thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. Tom Brady, AMC, let's go. Woo! 488 Pista for sale, DuPont Registry. I can't buy one, but that's what I want. Do I have a video on 1348? I'm going to be coming out with one this weekend. But there is, if you go into the Discord, you can go in there just for free, just into the Discord, and you can look at the gain section, the free chat, and then you can look at all of the educational videos in there that teach you the strategy. So the strategy's out there for free. We're not gatekeeping it from everybody. So make sure you guys just go learn it. If you want to literally just put your trading on steroids and jump in with the big boys, then you can hop into premium. Stop Reddit trading and come on home to 1348. Yeah, thanks a lot, bro. Anytime, stock guy. What did Powell say? We got a 25 basis point hike, and we're gonna get some comments on it in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna put the volume on this, so once he comes on, we'll get it. Let's see here. Powell late? No, we got 1 minute to go on Powell. Let's see. This is going to get interesting here, people. Guys, also make sure you guys engage with the content. Hit that like button on the stream. This is going to be a crazy afternoon with Powell speaking. The market could do some wild things, so make sure you guys get ready. Evoy, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. I keep messing up and losing like 150 a day. I missed all the morning plays and crosses because I turned off extended hours so the crosses weren't there. I mean, Evoy, that is technically not following the rules. Is 1348 really that easy? Well, yeah. I mean, it is. It's simple. That's why we built it that way. It's very simple. J Powell on. I've got it on CNBC right now, and I've got nothing. Benzinga. I don't want Benzinga. I don't really give a shit about them. All right. So I've got the CNBC one up here. So here it is. Let me refresh this really quick. Let me see if they got it somewhere else. Benzinga. Let me see what they got over here. Oh, why don't I just go on? Yeah, so hold on. Let me go on FOMC. Here it is. Federal Reserve live now. Here we go. All right. So he hasn't come on yet, but I'm on the Federal Reserve one now, and that is going to be the most up-to-date one. Here it is.
Good afternoon. I want to begin by acknowledging the tremendous hardship the Ukrainian people are suffering as a result of Russia's invasion. The human toll is tragic. The financial and economic implications for the global economy and the U.S. economy are highly uncertain. At the Federal Reserve, we are strongly committed to achieving the monetary policy goals that Congress has given us: maximum employment and price stability. Today, in support of these goals, the FOMC raised its policy interest rate by 1/4 percentage point. The economy is very strong, and against the backdrop of an extremely tight labor market and high inflation, the committee anticipates that ongoing increases in the target range for the federal funds rate will be appropriate. In addition, we expect to begin reducing the size of our balance sheet at a coming meeting.
Ooh.
Economic activity expanded at a robust 5.5% pace last year, reflecting progress on vaccinations and the reopening of the economy, fiscal and monetary policy support, and the healthy financial positions of households and businesses. Rapid spread of the Omicron variant led to some slowing in economic activity early this year, but cases have declined sharply since mid-January, and the slowdown seems to have been mild and brief. Although the invasion of Ukraine and related events represent a downside risk to the outlook for economic activity, FOMC participants continue to foresee solid growth. As shown in our summary of economic projections, the median projection for real GDP growth stands at 2.8% this year, 2.2% next year, and 2% in 2024. The labor market has continued to strengthen and is extremely tight. Over the first 2 months of the year, employment rose by more than 1 million jobs. In February, the unemployment rate hit a post-pandemic low of 3.8%, a bit below the median of committee participants' estimates of its longer-run normal level. The improvements in labor market conditions have been widespread, including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand is very strong, and while labor force participation has increased somewhat, labor supply remains subdued. As a result, employers are having difficulties filling job openings, and wages are rising at their fastest pace in many years. FOMC participants expect the labor market to remain strong, with the median projection for the unemployment rate declining to 3.5% by the end of this year, and remaining near that level thereafter. Inflation remains well above our longer-run goal of 2%. Aggregate demand is strong, and bottlenecks and supply constraints are limiting how quickly production can respond. These supply disruptions have been larger and longer lasting than anticipated, exacerbated by waves of the virus here and abroad, and price pressures have spread to a broader range of goods and services. Additionally, higher energy prices are driving up overall inflation. The surge in prices of crude oil and other commodities that resulted from Russia's invasion of Ukraine on near-term inflation here at home. We understand that high inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We know that the best thing we can do to support a strong labor market is to promote a long expansion, and that is only possible in an environment of price stability. As we emphasize in our policy statement, with appropriate firming in the stance of monetary policy, we expect inflation to return to 2% while the labor market remains strong. That said, inflation is likely to take longer to return to our price stability goal than previously expected. The median inflation projection of FOMC participants is 4.3% this year, and falls to 2.7% next year and 2.3% in 2024. This trajectory is notably higher than projected in December, and participants continue to see risks as weighted to the upside. The Fed's monetary policy actions have been guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. Our policy has been adapting to the evolving economic environment, and it will continue to do so. As I noted, the committee raised the target range for the federal funds rate by 1/4 percentage point and anticipates that ongoing increases in the target range will be appropriate. The median projection for the appropriate level of the federal funds rate is 1.9% at the end of this year, a full percentage point higher than projected in December. Over the following 2 years, the median projection is 2.8%, somewhat higher than the median estimate of its longer run value. Of course, these projections do not represent a committee decision or plan, and no one knows with any certainty where the economy will be a year or more from now. Reducing the size of our balance sheet will also play an important role in firming the stance of monetary policy. At our meeting that wrapped up today, the committee made good progress on a plan for reducing our securities holdings, and we expect to announce the beginning of balance sheet reduction at a coming meeting. In making decisions about interest rates and the balance sheet, we will be mindful of the broader context in markets and in the economy, and we will use our tools to support financial and macroeconomic stability. As we noted in our policy statement, the implications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine for the U.S. economy are highly uncertain. In addition to the direct effects from higher global oil and commodity prices, the invasion and related events may restrain economic activity abroad and further disrupt supply chains, which would create spillovers to the U.S. economy through trade and other channels. The volatility in the financial markets, particularly if sustained, could also act to tighten credit conditions and affect the real economy. Making appropriate monetary policy in this environment requires a recognition that the economy often evolves in unexpected ways. We will need to be nimble in responding to incoming data and the evolving outlook. And we will strive to avoid adding uncertainty to what is already an extraordinarily challenging and uncertain moment. We are attentive to the risks of potential further upward pressure on inflation and inflation expectations. The committee is determined to take the measures necessary to restore price stability. The American economy is very strong and well positioned to handle tighter monetary policy. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Here we go.
Thank you. Let's go to Gina at the New York Times.
Hi, Chair Powell. Thank you so much for taking our questions. I wonder if you could detail your thinking a little bit about how you're considering the risks of going too fast and potentially tipping the economy into recession, and how you're weighing those risks against the possibility of going too slowly, allowing inflation to become embedded and kind of getting behind the curve.
This is a good question.
So I guess I would start by saying that in my view, the probability of a recession within the next year is not particularly elevated. And why do I say that? Aggregate demand is currently strong, and most forecasters expect it to remain so. If you look at the labor market, also very strong, conditions are tight, and payroll job growth is continuing at very high levels. Household and business balance sheets are strong. And so all signs are that this is a strong economy, indeed one that will be able to flourish, not to say withstand, but certainly flourish as well in the face of less accommodative monetary policy. So I guess that's how I would say I'm looking at that. Of course, the objective is to achieve price stability while also sustaining a strong labor market, and that is our overall objective. But we do feel the economy is very strong and well positioned to withstand tighter monetary policy.
Thank you. Let's go to Howard at Reuters.
Hi, Chair Powell. I was wondering, in the SEPs, you have quite a markdown to GDP from 4 to 2.8%. I'm wondering, how much of that do you feel is a result of the Fed's stiffer than expected action here? You talk about monetary policy operating with a lag, but is this going to bite quicker than expected?
I don't think that's a big piece of it, actually. I think some of that is just an early assessment of the effects of of spillovers from the war in Eastern Europe, which will hit our economy through a number of channels, highly uncertain, but you're looking at higher oil prices, higher commodity prices. It'll be so that we think that will weigh on GP to some extent. So that's part of what moved those assessments down. I think generally monetary policy works with a lag, so some of that would also be in there. But remember as well that 2.8% is still very strong growth. If we think that the potential growth rate of the economy is somewhere around 1.75%, 2.8% is strong economic growth. It would have been one of the strongest years, in fact, of the last expansion. So while it's lower than last year's 5.8%, it's still quite strong growth. So I would say it's quite a strong forecast.
So in that context, what would trigger you to go faster or slower on the rate hikes? Ongoing increases doesn't really tell us whether this is going to come in bigger chunks or evenly paced through the year.
Yeah, so the way we're thinking about this is that every meeting is a live meeting, and we're going to be looking at evolving conditions. And if we do conclude that it would be appropriate to move more quickly to remove accommodation, then we'll do so. I can't be perfectly specific about it, but that's certainly a possibility as we go through the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Rachel at the Washington Post.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Chair Powell, for taking our questions. I'm curious if you can be specific on when you expect to see inflation will start to come down, especially with the combination of rates going up, fiscal aid dissipating from the economy, and supply chains getting better. And if you don't start to see that, how will you signal it? What will you be looking for, and what will you be looking for over the course of the year? Thank you.
So I guess I would say that before the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, so let's go back to that. I would have said that the expectation was that inflation would peak sometime in the first quarter, maybe the end of the first quarter of this year, and then maybe stay at that level or a little bit lower, and then start to come down in the back half of the year. So now we're already seeing a little bit of short-term upward pressure in inflation due to higher oil prices, not natural gas a little bit, but not so much for us since we have our own natural gas supply, other commodities prices. The other thing is that you're seeing supply chain issues around shipping and around, lots of countries and companies and people not wanting to touch Russian goods. So that's going to be more tangled supply chains. So that could actually push out the relief we were expecting on supply chains generally. So I guess I would say that the expectation is still that inflation will begin to come down in the second half of the year. But if you look at where I read the SEP headline median, we still expect inflation to be high this year, lower than last year. And then we expect, though, particularly with the effects of the war, but also the data we've seen so far this year, we expect inflation to remain high through the middle of the year, begin to come down, and then come down more sharply next year.
Let's go to Nick at the Wall Street Journal.
Nick Timmeros of the Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, over the last 6 months, the Fed has shifted its policy stance quite a bit. 6 months ago, you were still buying assets. Most officials weren't projecting any interest rate increases this year. And yet, despite the shift over the last 6 months, real rates are as negative today as they were then. So how concerned are you that further inflation surprises will offset the effects of recent policy firming by leading real rates to stay at levels that do not actually provide much restraint to the economy? Thanks.
So that's one of many ways of capturing the situation, which is that the committee really does understand that the time for rate increases and for shrinking the balance sheet has come. And I would just say, I would go back to the economy is very strong. As I mentioned, tremendous momentum in the labor market. We expect growth to continue. It's clearly time to raise interest rates and begin the balance sheet shrinkage. And I just wanted to say that as I looked around the table at today's meeting, I saw a committee that's acutely aware of the need to return the economy to price stability, and determined to use our tools to do exactly that. You couched it in terms of real rates. I would say, if you look at the SEP, you've got people getting close to or even above, in many cases, their estimate of the longer run neutral rate. So I understand that doesn't do it for real rates, but if you go out a year or two, many people are in their forecasts are having tight policy from a real interest rate standpoint. So that's something that we're focused on. Of course, it's a highly uncertain environment, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that we're going to deploy our tools to achieve our goals, and that includes the price stability goal.
Let's go to Victoria at Politico.
Hi, Chair Powell. So looking at the summary of economic projections, you all have inflation coming down over the course of the year to 4.3%. And then you also have rates going up to what appears to still be below roughly what would be estimated to be the neutral rate, although I know that's a little bit uncertain. So I was just wondering, how much of inflation coming down do you see as actually being as a result of the Fed itself raising rates? And then also, if I could just ask, given that Sarah Bloom Raskin withdrew her nomination, what do you expect to do with the regulatory portfolio? Do you expect to assign a governor in charge of that?
Okay. So sorry, tell me again your first question.
My first question is, how much do you expect inflation to come down as a direct result of the Fed's actions?
Okay, so part of inflation coming down at the very beginning is clearly to do with factors other than our policy, and those would include potentially the supply chains getting a little bit better. Certainly base effects, you're lapping, as you know, when you look at a 12-month trailing window, you're lapping very high inflation in March, April, May, June of last year. So there should be some effects from that in the 12-month picture. Really what we're looking for, though, is month by month inflation coming down. And so it's really, it's all the things we've been talking about, you know, that really haven't helped much, including the shift away from goods and back to services, including supply chains getting better, including labor force participation, all those things that have been sticky and not happening. But a big part of it is the base effects I mentioned as well. You know, I think monetary policy starts to bite on inflation and on growth with a lag, of course. And so you would see that more in 23 and 24. But also remember, we started talking about rate increases last year. For some months now, financial conditions have already incorporated a significant number of rate increases. So it doesn't start today. In effect, the moves are already priced into the market for a few months now. So so the clock is running on that. And I think some of that will be seen in the second half of the year as well. And on the regulatory portfolio, I would just say this, you know, we have an obligation to carry out under the law in supervision and regulation, and we're doing that. That's what we're doing. The committee is not active. So what's happening is things are coming to the full board and we're voting on them. We're getting our business done. You know, we got the stress tests done. We've looked at a number of proposals for mergers and things like that. So we're working ahead. Of course, we don't have a vice chair for supervision, as you mentioned, but we're making do with the situation we have, and a good number of things have come straight to the board for approval.
Let's go to Neil Irwin at Axios. Let's go to Neil Irwin.
Hi, Chair Powell. It's Neil Irwin at Axios. Thanks for taking our questions. In the statement of economic projections, we see a forecast of median 1.9% Fed fund rate at the end of the year, 2.8 end of next year. Wondered whether that aligns with your own expectations, in particular on that point of overshooting the long-term neutral rate. And also, if you can tell us anything about how that might be paced, front-loaded, back-loaded, how high is the bar for doing 50 at one meeting?
So I don't, Neil, I've never talked about my own SCP projection. It's in there, but I think Fed chairs have generally not done that because we just haven't done it. It's because we have to put together the consensus on the committee and present that consensus. So I wouldn't talk about my individual one. And in terms of the pacing of it, I would just point out that there's 7 remaining meetings this year. this isn't something we discuss or debate or agree on, but there's 7 remaining meetings and there's 7 rate hikes. I would add, there's also the shrinkage of the balance sheet, which people do the math different ways, but that might be the equivalent of another rate increase just from the runoff of the balance sheet. So I don't know. We haven't made any decisions on front end loading or going steadily through the year. And as I mentioned, if you look at the SEP, a good number of participants do see more than 7 rate increases this year. And I can't give you, I'm not going to try to give you a really specific test for what it would take to do that. But I will say this, though, we'll be looking at the data as they come in. We'll be looking to see whether the data show expected improvement on inflation. We'll be looking at the inflation outlook and making a judgment. And we'll be going, each meeting is a live meeting. And if we conclude that it would be appropriate to raise interest rates more quickly, then we'll do so.
The audio cut out. Let me go to another one. The audio cut out across the board on all of them. So I just went to Fox. The audio's out on that one. So I'll go back to the FOMC one and see if it comes back. But right now there's no audio on Powell. So,
Okay, we're gonna try one more.
oh, here it is.
Colby Smith at the FT.
Powell's just waiting for the question. He's just standing there. He's just waiting. They're gonna skip to somebody else for another question in a minute. Just bear with us, guys.
Okay, we'll come back to Colby.
Yeah.
Let's go to Edward Lawrence.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Powell. Thank you, Michelle, for the question. I have a more basic question. The last time the CPI inflation, I know you look at PCE, but CPI inflation was as high as it was July of 1981 when the effective federal funds rate was 19.2%. But given the current data, how far behind the curve of inflation do you believe the Federal Reserve is in your mind?
So I just would say a couple of things. We have the tools that we need, and we're going to use them. And as you can see, we have a plan over the course of this year to raise interest rates steadily and also to run off the balance sheet. We will take the necessary steps to ensure that high inflation does not become entrenched while also supporting a strong labor market. And as I mentioned, if we conclude that it would be appropriate to move more quickly, we'll do so. I'll leave it to others to make the judgment you ask for.
And then just as a follow on that, I wanted to get you on the record on this. What impact has there been on your job, given the fact that you...
Bro, why do they keep cutting the audio on this thing?
We lost you in the middle of the question.
Edward, can you repeat that question?
The impact that given you're not actually confirmed and Governor Brainerd is not actually confirmed, has there been any impact on your job or the Fed's ability to handle inflation?
None whatsoever.
Okay, let's go to Colby Smith at the FT.
Thank you, Michelle. Chair Powell, how concerned is the committee about the notable pickup in services inflation, which is perhaps less likely to self-correct? And to what extent does it alter both the committee's confidence that long-term inflation expectations will not de-anchor in the coming months, as well as the balance of risks that the Fed may need to raise interest rates further above neutral than indicated in the dot plot? Thank you.
Thank you. So, of course, that's something we're watching report by report, and we noticed it in the last meeting, and it's part of the overall picture. We have expected services inflation to move back up to where it was, and that's part of what's happening. Is in the case of some services, prices are still getting back up to where they were before the crisis. In other cases, it's pretty clear that inflation has spread more broadly across services. And yes, that is concerning. In the meanwhile, we see some progress on the good side, but really in this latest report, it was confined to vehicles, which is admittedly a large category. So, as I mentioned, the committee acutely feels its obligation to move to make sure that we restore price stability, and is determined to use its tools to do so.
Thank you. Let's go to Steve Leisman at CNBC.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wonder if you could help me understand the kind of logic, if there is one, inside the SCP here. As I look at the median forecast, for example, for unemployment, it runs for the 3-year window below the long run rate. I look at inflation being above over the 3-year window, the long run, or call it the neutral rate, so the economy still runs hot. And that is all true in a regime when you run, at least for 2 years, the funds rate above the long run rate. I guess my question is this: are you not give a forecast here that essentially suggests you will be continuing to run further behind the curve and never really get in front of inflation because the economy will continue to run hot? And kind of on a related issue, you said earlier, inflation will take longer to return to price stability than we had originally expected. Isn't that a choice you're making? And if so, why are you making that choice to let inflation run above price stability longer than you'd like?
Right. So if you look, first of all, you're looking at medians, but understand that it's not something we voted on. It's not a plan. But if you look, people do have their by the end of this year, broadly, people are at or close to, or in some cases above, their estimates of longer run neutral interest rate. Okay, so that should stop pushing. That should, in other words, that should be a removal of accommodation for monetary policy, basically. At the same time, we will have done significant balance sheet runoff, and you can think of that as further. In the next year, and just looking at the median, you're now above above the what people estimate to be the longer run median. So and also in many people's forecasts, that actually amounts to tight policy in real rates as well. So why does unemployment remain at 3.5%? A couple points. One is the connection between in the economy we had before the pandemic, the connection between inflation and the level of the unemployment rate was not very tight. But this is clearly what this is an expectation that really it amounts to the idea that wage increases, which are now running above the level that would be consistent over the long run with 2% inflation, will move back down to levels which are still very attractive, full economy full employment kind of wages, but not to a point where they're pushing up inflation anymore. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of factors causing inflation to come down. The reality is there are many moving pieces, and we don't know what will actually happen. But no matter what happens, this is a committee that is determined to use its tools to make sure that higher inflation does not become entrenched. And so we are determined on that front, and we'll deal with what comes. This is a modal or most likely expectation, but we'll deal with what comes, whether it's better or worse.
Thank you. Let's go to Chris Rugaber at the AP.
Hi, thank you. Well, let me follow up a bit on that. I mean, there are a lot of economists skeptical that you can reduce inflation as much as you've penciled in without raising the unemployment rate. And I'm wondering just what are the mechanisms you see in reducing demand? I mean, outside housing and autos, how do higher Fed rates reduce consumer demand unless it's through higher unemployment? Thank you.
Well, if you take a look at today's labor market, what you have is 1.7 plus job openings for every unemployed person. So that's a very, very tight labor market. tight to an unhealthy level, I would say. So in principle, if let's say that our tools work about as you described, and the idea is we're trying to better align demand and supply, let's just say in the labor market. So it would actually, if you were just moving down the number of job openings so that they were more like 1-to-1, you would have less upward pressure on wages. You would have a lot less of a labor shortage, which is going on pretty much across the economy. We're hearing from companies that they can't hire enough people. They're having a hard time hiring. So that's really the thinking there. Is these are fairly well understood channels, interest sensitive, and basically across the economy, we'd like to slow demand so that it's better aligned with supply, give supply at the same time to recover, and get into a better alignment of supply and demand, and that over time should bring inflation down. And I'll say again, though, we don't have a perfect crystal ball about the future, and we're prepared to use our tools as needed to restore price stability. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, without price stability, you really can't have a sustained period of maximum employment. It's one of our most fundamental obligations is to maintain and restore, in this case, price stability. So we're very committed to that. Of course, the plan is to restore price stability while also sustaining a strong labor market. That is our intention, and we believe we can do that. But we have to restore price stability.
Okay, let's go to Scott Horsley at NPR.
Thanks, and I apologize if this covers some of the same ground you just talked about, Mr. Chairman. I think I missed some of your answer there, but I have a follow-up question on the labor force. We have seen some gains in the prime age workforce in the last few months. I wonder what you anticipate when it comes to some of the older workers as the health outlook has changed. Are we going to see more recent retirees following Tom Brady back in the workforce? And what would that mean for wages and inflation?
Oh, man. It's hard to say. What we saw in the last cycle was that over the course of a long, steady expansion, labor force participation outperformed expectations. And that was just it was a tight labor market, but it was nowhere near as tight as this labor market, but it was a tight labor market. And so people stayed in the labor force longer. It wasn't so much people coming back in the labor force after retirement. That's not something that happens in the aggregate very much. But so that's what was happening. And, more labor force participation is tremendously welcome. And of course, our policy does not in any way preclude that. This is a situation where wages have moved up at the highest rate in a very long time. And people are able to quit their jobs and move to better paying jobs in the same industry or different industry. So it's a really attractive labor market for people. And once, as we get past COVID, well and truly, it becomes an even more attractive one. So we hope that will lead to more labor supply. That's a good thing for the country. It's a good thing for people. And it also will, we think, help relieve some of the wage pressures that do put inflation more at risk. That last part is we'll have to see whether empirically it works out that way. But in principle, it ought to help with inflation as well. It's not the only thing we're looking for, though, from inflation. We're looking for help from a number of different places, and most importantly, from our own policy.
Okay, let's go to Rich Miller at Bloomberg.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Chair Powell. I'm sorry, I'm having some communication problems, so I've missed some of the stuff you've said, and my apologies if this has been asked. Since the FOMC met last January, financial conditions have tightened markedly. Equity prices down, treasury yields up, bond spreads risen, yield curve has flattened a lot, and even further today, dollar is up. Is that welcome? And would you like to see more in order to achieve your goals? Thank you.
So as you know, policy works through financial conditions. That's how it reaches the real economy, by just the mechanisms you mentioned. And remember that the financial conditions we had for the last couple of years were a function not only of very aggressive and appropriately so fiscal policy, but also highly accommodative monetary policy. the monetary policy settings that we put in place at the worst parts of the pandemic. So it is very appropriate to move away from those. And yes, that will lead to some tightening in financial conditions in the form of higher interest rates and just the sorts of things. We're not targeting any one or more of those things, but financial conditions generally should move to a more normal level, so that because we know the economy no longer needs or wants these very highly accommodative stance, which, so it's time to move to a more normal setting of financial conditions. And we do that by moving monetary policy itself to more normal levels.
When you say move to a more normal setting for financial conditions, that suggests to me that you want financial conditions to tighten further from where we are now. Am I drawing the right inference from that?
UVXY.
Well, yes. So I would say we look at a broad range of financial conditions, and of course, when we tighten monetary policy, we do expect that they will adjust in sync over time with monetary policy. It's not any particular financial condition, but a broad range of financial conditions. They will reflect, to some extent, they reflect any number of things. But yes, we need our policy to transmit to the real economy, and it does so through financial conditions, which means as we tighten policy or remove accommodation so that it's at least less accommodative, that broader financial conditions will also be less accommodative.
Ooh.
Thank you. Just a little housekeeping note. Those of you in this call may be having some tech issues. If so, I understand the broadcast is coming through clearly on www.federalreserve.gov. So you might go there for the audio. And now we'll go to Jean Young.
Hi, Chair Powell. I wanted to ask about the balance sheet discussion you've had at this meeting. Can you give us any more details? Did you discuss whether to cap runoffs or whether to increase those caps over what period, if there were any details?
Yes, thank you for asking. So at our meeting today and yesterday, we made excellent progress toward agreeing on the parameters of a plan to shrink the balance sheet. And I'd say we're now in a position to finalize and implement that plan so that we're actually beginning runoff at a coming meeting. And that could come as soon as our next meeting in May. That's not a decision that we've made, but I would say that that's how well our discussions went in the last 2 days. So a couple things just to add. We'll be mindful of the broader financial and economic context when we make the decision on timing. And we always want to use our tools to support macroeconomic and financial stability. We want to avoid adding uncertainty to what's a highly uncertain situation already. So all of that will go into the thinking of the timing around this. In terms of I would say this. I don't want to get too much into the details because we're literally just finalizing them. But the framework is going to look very familiar to people who are familiar with the last time we did this. But it'll be faster than the last time, and of course, it's much sooner in the cycle than last time. But it will look familiar to you. And I would also say that there'll be I'm sure there'll be a more detailed discussion of our in the minutes to our meeting that come out in 3 weeks, where I expect that it will lay out pretty much the parameters of what we're looking at, which I think will look quite familiar.
Thank you. Let's go to Michael McKee at Bloomberg TV.
Mr. Chairman, since September of 2020, you've been operating on a monetary policy framework that let the economy run hot to bring unemployment down. That seems to be over, but I'm wondering how you would describe your reaction function now. What is it that the Fed is trying to do other than bring inflation down? In other words, is it we're going to keep raising rates until it comes down to an acceptable level?
Yeah, so I want to clear one thing up again, and that is that nothing in our new framework or in the changes that we made has caused us to wait longer to raise interest rates. What we said in the framework changes was, and this was really a reflection of what had happened for the preceding couple of decades, actually. What we said was, if we see low unemployment, high employment, but we don't see inflation, then we're not going to raise rates till we actually see inflation. That's what we said. And that was the sense of it. There was no sense in which if we got a burst of really high inflation, we would wait to raise rates. That's simply not in the framework. In fact, quite the contrary. The framework is all about anchoring inflation expectations at 2%. So I do hear this, that the framework, we can't blame the framework. It was a sudden, unexpected burst of inflation, and then it was the reaction to it, and it was what it was. But it was not in any way caused by or related to the framework. So come to today. I think our vision on this on the committee is very, very clear. What we see is a strong labor market. We see a labor market with a lot of momentum, great job creation, and we see the underlying economy strong. Balance sheets are strong. Yes, there are threats to growth from what's going on in Eastern Europe, but nonetheless, in the base case, there's a pretty broad expectation of strong growth. But inflation is far above our target. And the help we've been expecting and other forecasters have been expecting from supply side improvement, labor force participation, bottlenecks, all those things getting better, it hasn't come. And so we're looking now to using our tools to restore price stability, and we're committed to doing that. And you see that, I think, in the summary of economic projections, and you see that in the decision we make, and you will continue to see it in the decisions we make going forward.
If I could follow up by asking, I guess what you'd call it is the Paul Volcker question. You don't think unemployment is going to rise significantly, but if it does that temper your desire to keep raising rates?
Well, the goal, of course, is to restore price stability while also sustaining a strong labor market. We have a dual mandate and they're sort of equal. But as I said earlier, price stability is an essential goal. In fact, it's a precondition really for achieving the kind of labor market that we want, which is a strong and sustained labor market. We saw the benefits of a long expansion, a sustained labor market. It pulled people back in, and there were really no imbalances in the economy that threatened the long expansion. The pandemic arrived. It was just a completely exogenous event. So that's how we're thinking about it. We of course want to achieve price stability with a strong labor market, but we do understand also that really you can't have maximum employment for any sustained period without price stability. So we need to focus on price stability, in particularly because the labor market is so strong and the economy is so strong. We feel like the economy can handle tighter monetary policy.
Thank you. Let's go to Brian Chung at Yahoo.
Hopefully no tech issues here on this front. Wanted to ask just kind of the broad question about how you are communicating what the Fed's doing here today to the average American who might not be reading the dot plots or understanding what the SCP is. How is the 25 basis point hike today and then the signaling on future Fed policy going to address the inflation that they're feeling at the stores on a daily basis?
Sure. So I guess I'd start by just assuring everyone that we're fully committed to bringing inflation back down and also sustaining the economic expansion. We do understand that these higher prices, no matter what the source, have real effects on people's well-being. And really, high inflation takes a toll on everyone, but it's really especially on people who use most of their income to buy essentials like food, housing, and transportation, where, we've all seen charts that show if you're a middle-income person, you've got room to absorb some inflation. If you're at the lower end of the income spectrum, it's very hard because you're spending most of your money already on necessities and the price is going up. So, but it's punishing for everyone. So it has been a difficult time for the economy, but we do anticipate that inflation will move back down, as I mentioned earlier. It may take longer than we like, but I'm confident that we'll use our tools to bring inflation down. And you ask about rates. So the way that works, I would explain, is as we raise interest rates, that should gradually slow down demand for the interest-sensitive parts of the economy. And so what we would see is demand slowing down, but just enough so that it's better matched with supply, and that will bring inflation down over time. That's our plan.
Thank you. Let's go to Jolene Kent at NBC News.
Hi, Chair Powell. Thank you so much for taking my question, doing this today. My question is a follow-up to what Brian just asked. What is your message to consumers out there who can no longer afford the basics due to this high inflation?
Oh, here we go.
Well, that is, yes, indeed. I mean, as I just said, I think we do understand very much, and we very much take to heart that it's our obligation to restore price stability. And we've had price stability for a very long time and maybe come to take it for granted. But now we see the pain. I'm old enough to remember what very high inflation was like. And, we're strongly committed as a committee to not allowing this higher inflation to become entrenched and to use our tools to bring inflation back down to more normal levels, which our target is 2% inflation. So we will do that. And I just would want people to understand that. But the way we do that is by raising interest rates and by shrinking our balance sheet. And so financial conditions will become, at the margin, less supportive of various kinds of economic activity. That will slow the economy while also allowing the labor market to remain very strong. And the good news is the economy and the labor market are quite strong. And that means the economy, we think, can handle interest rate increases.
And as a quick follow-up to that, obviously the Federal Reserve walking this very complicated fine line, trying to avoid a recession. For the consumers out there who are worried about their jobs in a possible recession, what do you say to that?
Well, I say that our intention is to bring inflation back down to 2% while still sustaining a strong labor market.
Amy.
And that the economy is very strong. You look at where forecasts are. People are forecasting growth that's strong within the context of U.S. potential economic output. And we expect that to continue. And to the extent the data come in different, then of course our policy will adapt. But we do believe that our policy is the appropriate one for this forecast, and we believe that we can bring down inflation. We believe that we can do so while sustaining a strong labor market. The labor market it's not strong in the ordinary sense of the world. We have not seen a labor market where there are 1.7 job openings for every unemployed person, or where if you add job openings to those who are employed, that's actually substantially a larger number than the size of the workforce, than the number of people who actually count themselves as in the workforce. So this is a situation where demand is higher than supply. And when that happens, prices go up. So we need to use our tools to move supply and demand back in. We don't think we need to do this alone. There will be other factors helping that happen, but we certainly are prepared to use our tools, and we will.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Simon at The Economist.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Chair Powell. Sorry to take you away from inflation for 1 minute. May I ask about the sanctions on Russia, and specifically the freezing of the central bank assets? Of course, that raises a similar risk for other sovereigns around the world and their biggest companies potentially. Any concerns about, in the long term, how this might affect the dollar's status as the preeminent global reserve currency? And in the past couple of weeks, have you had to deliver any kinds of reassurance to other central bankers around the world?
Well, so of course, central bankers around the world are generally very, very in favor of all of these sanctions. But let me say this: sanctions are really the business of the elected government, and that's true everywhere. So the administration, the Treasury Department in particular, and other agencies, they create these sanctions. We're there to provide technical expertise, but it's not our decisions. So I'm reluctant to comment on sanctions really much because again, they're not for us. We have a very specific mandate, and these are really the province of elected governments, as I mentioned. So I have to leave it at that. Sorry.
Thank you. Let's go to Nancy Marshall-Genzer at Marketplace.
Hi, Chair Powell. Thanks for taking the question. You've been talking a lot about rising wages, which on the one hand is a great thing, but are we possibly seeing the beginning of a wage price spiral?
Come on, Amy.
So the way I would say it is this: we first of all, I would agree with the premise that wages moving up is a great thing. You know, that's how the standard of living rises over time, and generally it's driven over long periods by rising productivity. But what we have now, if you look at these the wage increases that we have, we look at we're blessed with a range of measures of wages that all measure different things. But right now, they're all showing the same thing, which is that the increases, not the levels, but the increases are running at levels that are well above what would be consistent with 2% inflation, our goal, over time. And that may be, we don't know how persistent that phenomenon will be. It's very hard to say. And that's really, I think, the sense of your question about a wage price spiral is that something that's going to start happening and become entrenched in the system? We don't see that. You can see, for example, in some sectors that got very high wage increases early on, those wage increases look like they may have slowed down to a normal level, but it comes back to, you know, what I'm saying here, which is there is a misalignment of demand and supply, particularly in the labor market, and that is leading to wages moving up at ways that are not consistent with 2% inflation over time. And so we need to use our tools to guide inflation back down to 2%. And that would be in the context of an extraordinarily strong labor market. We think this labor market can handle, as I mentioned, tighter monetary policy, and the overall economy can as well. But yes, wages are moving up faster than is consistent with 2% inflation. But it's good to see them moving up, but it wouldn't be sustainable over too long of a period to see them moving up that much higher. And that's because of this misalignment between supply and demand. We expect to get more labor supply. We did last time. We got more than we expected during the last cycle. This time we've gotten much less than expected. So it's not easy to predict these things. But we do expect that we'll get people coming back in the labor market, particularly as COVID becomes less and less of a factor in many people's lives, something we all wish. So that's how we think about it.
Thank you. And for the last question, we'll go to Don Lee at the LA Times.
Hi, Chair Powell. I think you said to the Senate earlier this month that in hindsight, the Fed should have moved earlier. And it sounds like today that you don't think that the Fed is late. And I just wanted to get your clarification on that. And if it is, if you still think that the Fed is behind the curve, how much behind the curve is it?
Right. So we are not. We don't have the luxury of 20/20 hindsight in actually implementing real-time decisions in the world. So, the question is, the right question is, did you make the right decisions based on what you knew at the time? But that's not the question I was answering, which is knowing what you know now. So I think if we knew now, of course, if we knew now that these supply blockages really and the inflation resulting from them in collision with very strong demand, if we knew that was what was going to happen, then in hindsight, yes, it would have been appropriate to move earlier. Obviously, it would be, but again, we don't have that luxury. And then but that's a separate question from your other question, which is behind the curve. And I don't have the luxury of looking at it that way. We have our tools, powerful tools, and the committee is very focused on using them. We're acutely aware of the need to restore price stability while keeping a strong labor market. And what I saw today was a committee that is strongly committed to achieving price stability in particular, and prepared to use our tools to do that. We're not going to let high inflation become entrenched. The costs of that would be too high. And we're not going to wait so long that we have to do that. No one wants to have to really put restrictive monetary policy on in order to get inflation back down. So frankly, the need is one of getting rates back up to more neutral levels as quickly as we practicably can, and then moving beyond that if that turns out to be appropriate. And as you can see, it is appropriate in the sense to people's SEPs, they do write down levels of interest rates that are above their estimate of the longer run neutral rate. And there's also a range of estimates too, as you will see if you look at the details of the SEP. But thanks for your question.
Okay, thank you all.
All right. Woo! All right. I just tweeted out something I feel like you guys would find funny. So here you go. Go look at that. So guys, Amy's trying to get back above 15 here. SPY's moving up. I did get some UVXY puts when the SPY started to come up. I was looking at SPY calls versus UVXY puts, and I was like, I don't really want to spend that much money. So I got some UVXY puts instead. Could I have gotten the SPY calls? Yeah, probably the same amount of money, but I wanted to short the VIX, you know? Do you guys like that joke? All right, let's see. Guys, also, as you're filtered in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. Get this out to some more people. We've got about 35 more minutes left in the market today. And if you want to laugh a little bit, go look at that tweet. I tweeted something about Powell and his tools. But let's see. Long on tools, Home Depot. Yeah, calls on Home Depot. SPY's coming up here. Hey, we were calling for that box test today, and we kind of got it. I mean, we could still get there. UVXY is coming out really hard, making new lows. I got the 1750s for Friday. So I'm going to hold them overnight. I'm out of settled cash, so I have to hold them. I think the SPY could run into the end of the week. I think it's very possible, unless something crazy happens with Ukraine, which could give us a little bit of runway with AMC. UVXY's coming down really, really hard right now. So let's see here, people. How you guys doing? What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think? SUV's correct pile. I have a pile now. Oh, I got a pile. All right. Amy's about to get this 1348 crossover on the 5 minutes above the 200 EMA. SPY's just getting its right now. UVXY already got its. SPY going to form a double top, maybe, or it's going to break out of this box, which we haven't really seen in a while, which would be nice going into tomorrow. Just bought SPY puts, UVXY calls before Powell to hedge all my long calls. Looks like I can kiss all those contracts goodbye, unless you sold them back here, which you easily could have. SPY flicker in here. Amy 1492. I mean, there's 30,000 puts at 15. If we can close above 15, that'd be solid. I would like to see that. Let's see. GME's at 85.50. Let's see what we got going on over here. We got 1492 on Amy. Whoa. Grandpa Barney coming in with a giant super. Dude, thank you so much, Grandpa Barney. You didn't have to do that. I'm sorry, but I've never heard a guy talk so much and say nothing except that he's screwing us all over. What a POS inflation discuss from the printing money. Our kids are buried in debt. Yeah, man. I mean, they're trying to combat it with this 25 basis point hike. Let's see where it goes. But they are going to do some wild stuff going into the end of the year. Now, I did hear a lot of people and see a lot of people in the chat talking about a potential for an additional rate hike. That's not what he said. He said the balance sheet runoff could have the same effect on inflation as another rate hike. So it's not an additional rate hike. It's just that type of action that the Fed would take would have a similar effect of another rate hike without actually raising interest rates any higher than they need to. So hopefully that's clear to everybody. Alrighty. So tools, dude. Powell's got a lot of tools. Alrighty. So let's see. Can we fix it? No, we can't. You guys are hilarious with the responses on this tweet. Oh my God, that was funny. All right, so SPY 1348 cross here. Let's see. We got about 32 minutes left. Let's see what we're going to get. Is it worth holding Micron overnight? I'd be careful. 1348 saved my account. Scott Riley, there you go, buddy. Guys, if you do want to learn the strategy that we are using to make solid gains on pretty much a very consistent basis, make sure you guys check out the link to the Discord in the top of the chat over here. Learn the strategy. If you want to hop in with us there in the premium section, get access to all the alerts on the 350 plus stocks on the 3-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, 1-hour time frame, and cryptos, and all the private live streams. Make sure you guys check that out if you are interested. It's linked in the top of the live chat over here, and we do have the same link in the first link of the description as well. Dang, my stutter is coming back. Just kidding. I did that on purpose. UVXY is down a lot. I think if the SPY continues up tomorrow, I think we could see, a decent drop in UVXY, and I could print on those VIX puts. So looking good right now. What are those UVXY contracts out right now? I can't sell them or else I'll get a good faith violation. I am up 55% on UVXY puts right now. Thank you very much. Hop in with us, Vegas. Hop in with us. Hop in with us, not into us. I misspeak sometimes. Is 1348 options trading? I don't know the first thing about options. Yeah, so most of it is going to be options, but you can swing trade shares with it. Yeah, people have been doing that, especially with crypto. A lot of people who like to trade crypto do it too. And use 1348 and use the crypto alerts that we give out. So let's see. Amy is really fighting to get over this $15 mark here. UVXY is coming out really hard. I mean, these contracts are nicely in the money right now. SPY's coming up here. Woo! Here we go. 200% on JP Morgan calls. Yeah, JP Morgan leaps honestly might not be the worst thing in the world. I was looking at them, and they could be good. Like I was looking at the 160s. They're a little expensive. They're like $500. I don't know if they're worth it. I would almost rather just trade it between now and then. So from now on, we got to keep banks on our radar because they can just start to run if we're going to get like especially earnings run-ups. Earnings run-ups on banks could be absolutely nasty next quarter just because over time their guidance is going to be good. Most likely, and the people are going to basically start bidding them up and start to run those types of stocks up. So SPY down a little bit here, a little bit of a candle, 1348 cross, looking decent. All right. You put money into GME at 100 and you need it for taxes? Take a small loss or see what tomorrow does? CJ, bro, that's risky, man. I don't know. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. If you got to take it out, you got to take it out. Would you consider dropping the 1348 videos in the YouTube channels for those of us who don't have a way to get to the Discord, please and thank you? Well, everybody technically has a way to get into the Discord if you want to. You can just you don't have to pay to go into the free chat and watch the videos. But yes, I'll put it out on YouTube. Those will be for this weekend. Let's see, guys. Yeah, also for everybody filtering into, all I ask is that you engage with the content, hit that like button on the stream. It helps out a whole lot. You guys are doing pretty solid so far. Thank you guys so much for all the for all the help today. I really, really appreciate it. Mullen breaking out. M. Kriegs, there we go. Let's see. Aaron, thank you so much for the super Citadel Yandex default. I'm going to be talking about that in my video tonight. So I'm going to go through that for you guys in the video tonight. Are you going to Uber with my new car? No. You said that last week. I did say it last week. I know. I got really busy this weekend and all I did was sleep because I have to deal with you people all day. No, I'm just kidding. But I was really tired. And there was more pressing stuff with like AMC this weekend that I wanted you guys to know about. So yeah, Mullen 1348 cross right here. Again, there's a little bit of noise back here. So if you're trading it, I probably wouldn't, but Mullen is getting a little bit of action over here, up about 8.7%. I mean, it needs to break 2 and hold. I think breaking 2 and holding on Mullen could be really, really solid. Me trying to explain NFTs to my tax side would be very interesting. I bet they know the deal. I bet they know the deal at this point. 3 for 3 gainers, 90% SPY puts, 78% on Uber calls, and 12% on Micron because I held too long. Pops, there you go. TLT dumping. Yeah, watch out on SPY for a little bit. It could just cool off. Where's the RSI on the SPY? Rizzy. Where is it? Rizzy. That's fine. I mean, this thing can continue up if it wants to. That's touch. Thank you so much for the super, buddy. Ride the SPY down from Biden Talk and sold for 30%. Now riding XLF up 30% from Powell Talks. Ooh. XLF could be good. Did I pick up a Tesla? No, guys, I'm not a Tesla guy. I don't really like them. They're not my thing. Like, and the ones that I would get, like the cheaper one, I just don't like the way they look. You're up $900 in the past 2 days. 1348 it up, man. There you go. There you go. Where are you moving when school is done? Probably Miami. That's probably where I'm going. Let's see. Mullen looking decent over here. Let's see. When tools. Ankle tools. All right. Mullen's looking all right here. Amy, 1489. SPY taking a little bit of a breather here. We got 27 minutes left in the market today, everybody. Dude, my car's pretty fast. I thought like it was really randomly quick. I was like accidentally going 90 and it didn't feel like it. I was like, okay, well, that's a problem. 0 shares available to borrow on AMC from Stonko. I mean, there are some more. Let me see where the cost of borrow is at right now. 2.07 was the last one. Woo! Here we go, people. Sorry, that was loud and weird, but Amy's cost of borrow is coming up. That gets me really excited. Like that, honestly, cost of borrow starting to trend up here gets me excited. Puerto Rico, no capital gains. Oh, Grandpa Barney, thanks for the super, buddy. Jack is a Ferrari guy like Grandpa. I am. Did I get a Ferrari? No. Do I want one? Yes. 2.17. Let's see. Neo to 100? That would be reckless. If it did that, that'd be wild. What was the cost of borrow? It's 2.13. Sorry, 2.13. And GME's is like 6 now, which is good. 6. I think the last time we saw it was 6.06. The 5.79 now. So it came down a little bit, but that's still much higher than it's been in the past. That's good. Hope that's not your own noise. No. I thought you said Micron is really fast and going to 90. No. I said I might buy leaps on it. It has been 0 shares of all the bar for a year and they still short it. Well, sort of. Cost per hour max 8.93. Yeah. It was over 500,000 available at market open today. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. The cost bar on the video tonight. That's interesting. Guys, make sure you guys have notifications turned on for the channel. YouTube's been messing around with us. If you don't have notifications turned on yet, make sure you guys click that notification bell down below. It just helps out. Just if you want to get notified when I go live or when I post videos, you guys have seen it. YouTube's been kind of messing around. So it helps out a whole lot. Let's see. We need a vid on Highcroft. Yeah, maybe. Why not the 812 super fast? It's a cruiser, bro. It's a cruiser. The Pista's dirty. The Pista just is like mean. I don't really like the F8 or the SF90. Like the SF90 is wildly overpriced in my opinion. Early market on close, 699 imbalance to the sell side. That would make sense. All right, Amy coming back down a little bit here. The UVXY puts are probably coming back down to earth here before tomorrow where we can see some action. Actually, I mean, they're not that bad. 458s are clean too. Yeah, you can get those for like, I don't know what they are now, but you used to be able to get some of those for like 180 grand, like old ones. Hit that crack like. Yeah, the 458s are the 458 specials are cool too, but V12. Right, but it's the, okay, so it's just 488 is first. That's first. I don't like the GTRs are F40 is the best. F40s are sweet. I don't like the F50 with the nose. I don't like it. I like the F40 though. Let's see. $458. What's the difference between my 458 and your 488? You guys know that song? Pista. So we're going to Miami to pick up Ferraris. I'm around the Daytona. Yeah, Trey's mustache. We can do that. We can definitely do that. Jared, thanks for the super buddy. Woo! I like the rising cost to borrow too. Me too, man. I like it. I do like that rising cost to borrow. This is how you know Vic's from Connecticut talking about all the nice cars. Yeah, dude. GT3, those are sweet. The 918 Spiders are cool with the shell. Dude, I could talk cars all day long. Yeah, Trey's mustache. We can go. You know what actually is sick? 360 Stradale. I think it's Stradale. I think that's what it is, or it's 430 something. There's two of them. It's like the special model. It's like the equivalent of the 458 Special with those in the Pista. But those are cool with the wheels. Ooh. Cost per hour is 2.13%. Different engine. No, I know. It's from a song, though. You don't pay cost per hour on synthetic shares, though? That's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to think. You think the prime brokers, the banks aren't stealing? They're 100% stealing. STV needs to do a car stream, just talk cars all day. I don't like no details, but like I know like what they are. The new Maserati looks cool, but like I wouldn't buy it. I also can't buy it. But if I could, I probably wouldn't. Unless I had like I was like filthy rich and I didn't care and the car just looked cool. Let's see. The banks are the main problem. Thank you, Grandpa Barney. He's thinking. The banks and the market makers are the main problem here. Charge boy. So what is your dream car? I want to buy it for you. Dude, you're gonna have to have a lot of money to get me my dream car, bro. It's either like a there's either the Chiron, the Wyra, or the LaFerrari. It's one of those three. Or depending on what they do next. So it's the next edition of the LaFerrari. Oh, $14.95 on Amy. Here we go. UVXY coming back down. Spy trying to make a little move back up here. UVXY down, girl. You just want a Pinto? Whatever you want. Don't buy a Maserati. It's a piece of shit. Yeah, I know. I wanted one because I was looking at them and they're like the 2012s were like $30,000. And I was like, I feel like I could do that. I just feel like it would be really stupid. And it was. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm never going to do that. Because you'd probably pay more than that in like maintenance and like wrecking the car. The Paganis are cool. Viper. Prius. Yeah, they're terrible. I know. But Maserati is a Ferrari engine. It does. You have to take Grandpa for a ride in your Ferrari. I will once I get it. You guys can all get rides. Why would you want a Ferrari? You just got a Nissan? I didn't just get a Nissan. Do I still have my Amy calls? Yeah. Yeah. Of course I do. Maserati, whack. Multiple Barons and Benzinga FUD articles. Fuck them. Fuck them. All right, here we go. Don't you have to own a Ferrari in order to buy the LaFerrari? No, that would be if you bought it when it came out. Let's see. All right, Amy got that 1348 cross. We got 20 minutes left to go here, people. It's all about the Mazda. Rant. No, I just like saying that's all it is. Like, just you sold your 15s and 1550s, bought 20 more at 1450. That's fine. You can do what you got to do. You got a question? Ask me the question. What car did I buy? I didn't buy a car. I leased something. At least, why Miami? Because I feel like in Miami, if I want to have fun, if I like decide to be social one weekend, I can, but I can also just like chill out and not do a whole lot. Here comes 15. Yeah, it's close. 1496 and taxes. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I want to, whatever, I'll pay more. No. You think I want our government in charge of more money? No. I want to give them the least amount of money possible because they have a money problem. And it's not really a money intake problem. It's a spending problem. They're bad at spending money. Oh, here it goes. You can't finish your words fast enough to match your brain. That's true. That's why I got tested as a child. Did you guys know that? I got tested. My parents were like, there's something wrong with this kid. Because I was just like, I couldn't talk. Amy just hit 15. My both sides of my brain were firing too fast. That's why he takes I don't take Adderall. Oh, here it is. 15 flat. Let's see if we're going to break a little bit here. All right. UVXY is coming down even more. What are these puts at? Dude, I wish I didn't blow settled cash and I spent more on these. 71%. Shit. I got to hold those to tomorrow. YOLO. You sold your old BMW for more Amy. There you go. Did the drugs fix it for you? I don't smoke crack. Grandpa Barney, thanks for the super. Jack, you are 100% correct with your words. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's a stealing problem. Yeah, like I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, it's fine. I'll just pay tax. This year, maybe. Though, like technically last year. I'll pay it, whatever it is. But I'm going to be strategic. Self-medicate. Guys, I'm not over here doing drugs. Like you guys are like with me all day long. When would I have done drugs? Let's see, Amy. Oh, here it is. 1502. If we close above 15, I mean, that's going to be good for those puts. They could start to unhedge them a little bit. Let's see. Guys, also, as you're filtering in, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream too. Helps out a whole lot with Al Gore's rhythm. We got 18 minutes left in the market today. 1503 on Amy. Spy's trying to do its thing over here. UVXY is bouncing up a little bit here, but Amy wants to get a little spicy. Also, we got GME earnings tomorrow, so I'll probably ditch my Amy calls before GME earnings. How much is a gram of crack? I have no idea. Bathroom crack? Oh, that's fair. Them ain't hedgy tears, it's vodka. No. When I go to the bathroom? Ah, okay. So you guys think in like the 20 seconds that I'm in the bathroom, I'm just doing crack? Nice. The mysterious midday disappearances. Oh, yeah. The lunch break where I eat my Chipotle chicken sandwiches. Nothing can fix his rhythm. Why would you judge Amy calls before the GME call? Because I don't know. I think there's too much risk. Jimmy likes to sell off on earnings. I was long on Oxy. So, yeah, it's true. During lunch? Gotcha. Lunch break? Gotcha. Okay. Fair. You caught me. Rhode Island, thank you so much for the super. We all know you use those 2-minute bum breaks. Rhode Island, thanks for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. You heard the sniffle? Maybe I'm just congested, bro. Leave me alone. Let me be. Liar, you said no local Chipotle. Chipotle chicken sandwich. It's like the Chipotle sauce. There is no local Chipotle. Sleepy, thanks for the super buddy. What's up? You think Prague or BBIG will prop in March? It depends on if they get the news. They really need to get the news. Did you choose East Coast of Florida to hang with? Okay, well, I'm not Jewish. If you're making a Ben Shapiro joke over here. You want to send me a super, but you're broke? That you guys know that you don't have to send supers if you don't want to. I'm literally reading all of your chats. Congestion for all the snorting of drugs. See, I can't win here. You guys are just always going to think that I just have like a raging drug problem, but I don't. Charge point. Charge point. What's it doing? Ooh, came back up a little bit here. Bad. Did I read this one? Yeah, you never read mine? Yes, I do. St. Patty's Day pump, maybe. When does I don't know. Is GME earnings after close? Yeah, tomorrow. GME earnings after close. Oh, Amy, pumping. 15:05. Here we go, people. Tim, thanks for the super, my man. I appreciate that. Dude, I know you're printing over there. Good job. High pitch STV. Charge point. Just joking. I love you. I love you too. Miami Vice. Oh, is that why now? Because you guys think I'm moving to Miami now, so I just automatically have to have a drug problem. You never read mine either. Squirrel, I read like 90% of yours. There's literally no one better at reading chat. Like no cap. Yeah, I try really hard. There's a difference between a habit and a problem. Okay, stop. Not sure you would like Miami. I'm from Boston. I go there to visit friends. Most came from New England and hate the people in the diaspora. We're always on social media and being fake. Yeah, that's why I'm going to move with a couple of my boys. And if anybody does that, I'll literally just tell them that they're stupid, and then I'll just not talk to them anymore. The first step is admitting you have a problem. All right, Jazz Cabbage, that's fair. Thanks for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that. You never read mine? Nah, that's not true. 15:07 on Amy Spy. Pop, here we go. You Vixie, down. Down. Look at this. Like I got it on this candle over here. And just down, 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 down. Nice. I like it. Do market makers hedge before or after a strike is reached? I would. It depends. They should have hedged them already. How is Hood up 17%? I'm telling you, Kathy is over there slapping the ask on Robinhood. Just slapping it. Hi, I'm STV and I'm addicted to the market. You never read mine? JT, that's just false, bro. That's just incorrect. Spy coming up. UVXY might be below 17 by close. It's Al from Boston. Hooded shorted. That's true. So when Powell prints money for the you-know-what, relief checks, and we go, yay, now we raise rates, and we play with our money to fight inflation, and we go, boo? Yeah, pretty much. I'm reading this. Go Spy. Is it? Oh, here it goes. UVXY, sub 17. Oh, it's close. Rhode Island, thanks for the super. It's a hobby, not a habit, right? Stop. Guys, I don't do drugs. Let's see. Lots of caddy tents in my, like caddy? Oh, like crack. Gotcha. I only go to South Beach to get drunk and what? I don't know what that. Wait, why would you want fingers in your ear? That's weird. No, people are joking, Christopher. They're just joking around. Oh, Amy popping into close. We got 13 minutes left. Spy starting to move up here a little bit. UVXY 1713. I mean, these puts are looking good. Say no to drugs. Can I look at MKD and Fanny? Fammy? Sorry. Sorry. 30. That looks good. What's it on the 4 hour? I swear to God, that's going to be another shark joke. Oh, ooh, I don't know. This thing's got to get above 25.80. Then it can go spicy. What's the other one? Fammy? All right, Fammy. This one was one. GME's popping now. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This thing just likes, it's just making lower highs, lower lows now. So you need it really, really to get going here to get it spicy. All right. Oh, Spy ripping, dude. So Spy calls would have been the play, I think. Shirt week. Oh, Subi. How you doing? You Vixie. Down below 17. How? Spy crossing on the 4 hour. Yeah. SB, didn't you take Dare? I did, which is not why I don't do drugs, but like, what's good, STV? Subi. There we go. 15-12 on Amy. What are these called? Sorry. Sometimes I'm a clumsy idiot. Oh, I'm up 6% on AMC calls. Let's see. Aftermarket run on AMC would be nice. Get it? Charge point? Is it going? Hey, you Vixie, what the shit are you doing here, pal? SPY's up at these highs and you're just over here hanging out. You should be lower now. What's the 1348 in the drug market? Any kind of, well, I don't know. Is this the squeeze? Stop it. Hunter, thanks for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. We are printing. Would I hold a micron call overnight? I typically don't really want to hold stuff overnight. I got the UVXY puts to hold overnight just in case we see a giant SPY boom tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay. SPY's moving up here and UVXY is just like, oh, I'm going to go up too. No, that's not how this works. 15-15 on Amy over here. Come on, people. Last 10 minutes of the day. You're going to look so hot in Miami. Okay. That was kind of weird. Thank you. But, all right, let's, Amy over here. 15-12. So need to get a haircut, people. That's what we need to do over here. It's haircut time. I'm also like Miami would give me some color. I'm literally Casper the fucking ghost over here. Hunter, thanks for the super, buddy. Me and you can go play some golf and you won't have to watch me and my friends do crack. You can join us, then we can watch. All right, Hunter, stop. Hunter, stop. You're going to get me in trouble. SPY's coming up and UVXY is not moving down. Bullshit. Calling nonsense. You Ben Shapiro's little brother. You ain't fooling anybody. Nah. Isn't he like 5'4" or something? That would be hard to do. If I had a $25,000 account, I'd be rolling in cash with the 1348 knowledge. Damn. Hey, you'll get there. If you were in the live stream, the private one that we did, I think it was Sunday. You got some knowledge bombs there on really how much you need to make a day to really crush it. Keith has a 30-year-old girl ready for you. No, stop it. SPY's still moving up here and UVXY is not moving. This is nonsense. Keith, thanks for the super, buddy. Mullen puts maybe 20% this morning. Now Mullen calls are up 25%. Weird day, but I'll take it. Insert something here about GME Strangle. Thanks, Keith. Tim, dude, guys, thank you so much for the supers. I got 16th expiration instead of the 18th on 433s on SPY. Unsettled? Tim, you got to eat it then. You have to eat it, I think. I don't think you've had any good faith violations. I think you get a warning. I think you're good to just do it. But I don't know. This is me. I don't know. I literally have no idea. But you're up a shitload, I bet, right now. So it's almost worth it, but I can't tell you what to do. You can eat it, take the loss on it. If they're going to, I don't know. I honestly don't know what they would do with that. They might liquidate you, and then you take a good faith violation. If you ever drive through Louisville, Kentucky, lunch is on me. Home cooked, authentic Mexican food. Dude, that's like my favorite thing of all time. I'm very down to come do that. Whoa, that was loud. They finally got me on a blue bloop. Oh, hello, hello. Oh.
This has been quite the swing.
This is interesting.
This has been a freaking swing and a half.
I know. I'm going to swing some UVXY puts for fun.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I got him when SPY started to come up and I was like, I think we're good. I was like, also, I got to short the VIX. So.
That's an obvious one. That's a give me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Hey, what's going on, people? This market is it's a lucrative one with these dips and these rips. I hope you guys. So I drew out Costco to a T on the live stream, and the puts dropped. The puts went up 50%.
Nice.
And the calls went up 50%.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Then the puts went up 40%, and then the calls went up 50%. Dude, the market is just the Tesla
it's
dropped.
What you may consider being on crack.
Yes, a very, very cracky one. Holy shit! If you played Strangles on Tesla or the SPY, you would have made money both ways.
I was thinking about it, and then I was just like, I think it's just gonna be a dud, and then it turned into be not a dud, then a dud, then really not a dud to the downside, then a dud again, coming back up to flat, and then really not a dud to the upside.
It was I was like. I actually clicked to jump into this call an hour ago.
Yeah.
And the market just started dropping. So I was like, okay, let me just get these puts really quickly first. And then it was like, puts, and it was calls, and there was puts, and the puts just kept falling. So part one, I was like, is the market going to crash right now? I was like, what's going on right now?
DOJ stuff, I think, that was coming out. But like, honestly, Powell, I mean, he did what he needed to do in order to, like, he did the bare minimum, which is kind of all you need right now.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, bare minimum, here you go. We'll see how it goes. They can always do an emergency rate hike.
So wait, do you think we have a bullish day tomorrow in the market?
I think so. I mean, I had the UVXY strangle. Black Diamonds just had a UVXY, or not a strangle. I have UVXY puts. I think we bounce a little bit tomorrow.
Wait, we bounce like up or bounce and come back down?
Up.
Okay.
We're right at the box. We're right at the upper end of the box. If we can get a breakout on this box here and get into this one, that'd be kind of nice.
The SPY you're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are too tight though. These are the bot. I drew another one there to kind of see it, but this one's a little smaller. I think it easily could. I think it easily could continue up.
The only thing, like, I'm looking at SPY now. SPY is just, I mean, Tesla now is just dropping at the end of the day. I had Tesla calls that I got for 870 for Friday that did extremely well, but they got hit hard because I bought it on the dip. I just can't tell if, like, now look at the market coming back down a little bit. What the heck is this?
It's holding. This UVXY is moving weird. Like SPY has like these couple of green candles, and UVXY has not moved. And I'm like, dude, just go below 17.
Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, what would it be like to get March 25th
on SPY?
I'm looking at Tesla. Let's try and get some March 25th. Can we get some of these? My settled cash is getting fucked up today.
It's fine. It'll be back tomorrow.
I know. I'm looking at, like, do I use the margin account? But I'm like, this is just risky. Just don't do that shit.
Yeah, so there's no point. Oh, Amy calls back to the green.
You still holding like the Amy calls?
Yeah.
But you have to sell those things.
Why?
Because you gotta take money.
Those are
just get. Oh yeah. Okay.
Those are YOLOs. The cash balance looking good. I'm taking my money on the. I say, hey, I took like a couple percent on Micron today. It was doing good. I don't know, probably not a couple. I think it was like 30. But then the Affirm was good. The Affirm I was letting ride a little bit. Those were not decent. I think I sold at like 90 and then 40.
I'm actually shocked. I thought so. I didn't play Affirm. I saw it moving. I didn't play it. I look at the options afterwards because I saw the differences. Dude, Affirm is priced in like it doesn't move anymore. I'm like, this thing, it moves a lot, but it's priced in like it doesn't move. So you kind of got it off right.
That's why when it keeps going, I was just like, all right, I'll throw a little bit of money into it and then just here we go.
Oh my, because that thing, I'm like, there's no way that this, like, when it first started moving, I'm like, there's no way it should have jumped up 20% already. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like,
yeah, I know. I like Neo was looking interesting today. Oh, I traded Lucid too. I think I made like 10% on that one.
Nice. You know what I missed? I missed Baba.
See, I don't usually mess with those. I like to let them do their own thing.
The early morning dip, I should have got calls at the bounce. And I was just like, you know what? I tried to play puts on it, but I couldn't. I scalped puts for like 5%. And I was just like, it went to like 15 and then came back so quickly. I was just like, okay, I don't feel comfortable with it. Let me just get out. Yeah. And then I missed when it bounced up. I should have just flipped it the other direction because I think it's up like 30% right now. I'm like, holy.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Cole says read Stonko Tracker shows 0 shares available to borrow right now. Yeah, that's at one broker. So we've got that. We've got cost to borrow stepping up across the board on AMC and GME. We got SPY at the breakout. Dude, I think we could be in for some fun. I think we could be in for a little bit of fun this week, depending on what happens with GME earnings.
Okay. So GME earnings, people. Always a letdown. Why do I say letdown? Because people often compare GME earnings to AMC earnings.
It's just
two
not
different.
the same.
Yeah, the two different monsters. GME is we're gonna slowly walk down our opponents, and AMC is trying to like throw haymakers at our opponents. Right? It's just to each their own. They're just different, right? So I'm not looking forward to anything special on the GME calls, with the exception of IV going up. Maybe I'll get in early tomorrow and sell late. But like, if it pops though, with the YOLO options, if it pops, actually, you know what? I might just talk myself into getting some YOLOs.
It might. Well, I just like UVXY. If this falls below 17 in like the next minute, like SPY's outside of the box now. Like barely, but it is outside. If it closes here, it could be. I think the 4-hour crossed. I mean, we're not. Wait, that's Amy. I think the 4-hour crossed on the SPY, on Webull. Yeah, the 4-hour crossed on the spot. It just needs to get above that 200 EMA, but the 200 EMA is at 437.70. That's not that far away. We haven't been above there very many times. Like it's possible that we start to go in terms of like the market turning around. That's what I was kind of talking. Oh, Amy's ripping into close, dude. What are the calls at? 5%. No.
I'm get some yellows for Tesla for next week.
You're a wild boy.
We're gonna see here. Because the way that the market's ending right now, I'm like, okay.
UVXY. Fuck, I wish I could sell this.
Shit.
Whoops.
Even SPY's bouncing nicely. Look at that. Amy's up 5% right now. Oh, baby, I love it. Back-to-back days. Whoa. Oh. So, yeah, the calls that I had were $15 calls for April 1st.
On Amy?
On Amy, and I sold them at open.
I've got the 1550s for this week.
Might not have been the best chance for me. 1550s for this week? Yeah, those could be in the money big time.
I think they could be decent. Tim made $583 today. Jesus, Tim. Shout out 1348.
That's it, baby.
Ding, ding, ding. Market is closed.
Holy shit.
That was a solid day, dude.
Oh my, yes. Yes, 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 yes. The only thing is when there's so many different stocks and tickers that are moving, you're like, you don't really look at so much as what you did do. You're like, I could have, because there's so many stocks that are moving today because it's just such a volatile day. Like, I don't know if we're going to see we're not going to see this many days where you see both stocks moving to highs and lows this often.
Yeah, this was a crazy day.
This is nuts.
Buddy, I gotta hop off, make a video and get some stuff done. But thanks for popping on at the end of the day. That was fun.
No problem at all.
Guys, make sure if you're not already, go sub to TMI's channel.
Don't forget to like the freaking video or your mom's a chicken. Whoever's dropping frogs in
hit
there,
that like button on the way out too, people. And we got that Discord link in the top of the chat over there. If you want to come learn with us and start printing, that's where it is.
I don't even know which side it's on. It's on this side?
What's up?
Which side is it on?
Yeah, it's over there. No, the other side. Yeah, it's this way.
There you go. Okay, that way?
This way. It's like right up here, people. It's like that.
That way. Okay, so it's up there.
Yeah.
All right, deuces, guys.
All right, people. Hit that like button on the way out. Peace.